vanishing engenders emotional reason, future rise. Your sins later, just lose battle. As if a divine truth seeker arises. Find it, something unseen. Play back the history, answers within. That existence happening. The reality of a truth. The reality of a truth. What should we accept? The reality of a truth. Reality. As the universe turned black, did the sun ever defy fate? Beyond the all, do you recognize me? Does meaning have meaning? The beginning and the end are all the same. It can be true. Who said you won? I wish and influence share like this. As if a divine truth seeker and rises. Find it, something unseen. Play back the history, answers within. Does existence have a meaning? The reality of a truth. Reality of truth. What should we accept? The reality of truth. As the universe turns understand. There are only few words I learned to say, but I don't care, I don't care. Above is the sky and below is the ground. My heart is here. I had a reason to cry. I had a reason to be angry, but I don't care, I don't care. The hourglass does not turn upside down on its own. I'm looking ahead, it will work out. Just go with what I feel, yeah. It will work out. If only I could keep running. They say it's all about gold and future. I'm not at that stage of my life yet, but I don't care, I don't care. Sometimes I don't think so. Yes, I know. That's why I never stop. What will be, will be. The hourglass does not turn upside down on its own. The matter to know, it will work out. Just go with what I feel, yeah. It will work out. Let's make failure my friend. Still fight once my ending all feels good. I can't explain it, but I hope you get the idea. It will work out. No cool, come on, laugh it out. It will work out. I haven't lost anything, yeah. Rain or shine, just go with what I feel. It will work out. If only I could keep running. Work out, rain or shine. Work out, it will work out. Through the darkest sky, throw before the light, like a crying for the moon. Never-ending round, forgot what I want. Never held my heart to me. That's why I go forth. again. Here in the pale fire, I'm going out for as I can. I hope my path will be a guideline for someone to follow. The roar of the spark. Thunder burns my eyes. What a strange descent. Sound becomes hot again. Never ending wide. Forgot what I want. Is this Arcadia? I don't know what's right for the world. Oh, I may have lost my way. There's no reason to doubt it out. So what do I have to feel? Under the sacred wires, never stop, just go. I don't care how many more stars again. Here in the pale fire, I'm going out for as I can. I hope my path will be a guideline for someone to follow. The roar of the spark. Time to be able to see. It is hard to breathe. The light goes out again. Never-ending road, a face without color. That's the world we can't die. That's right, go. Don't look back. I can't believe in the path I'm on. Wait, why? So what do I have to feel? Under the lonely moon, it only flags the words. This ocean with my colors. Here in the pale fire, I'm going out for as I can to keep that flow alive. Under the sacred wires, never stop, just go. I don't care how many more skies again. Yeah, here in the pale fire, I'm going out for as I can. It will be endless, and it's never end. Hoping to build the world with all kinds of light. Wisdom, patience, empathy, kindness, serenity, clarity. Break out, turn the key to a world untold. Life is a maze where the wind burns. Blah, 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 blah. Sick and tired, normal, no big deal. I'm just quirky notes in the symphony.
Hello and welcome to Striving for Glory. My name's Snake and I'm here with Marissa.
Hello.
And we're going to be going like this is almost the end of season 4. I guess the penultimate, not the penultimate, like it's 3 more weeks of this before we finally get our hands on Slayer.
Yeah, that's wrapped up. We know season 4's confirmed as well. No news about what we're going to be getting yet, but we know it's there.
I think they'll save information for Evo, Evo finals.
Perhaps they could give us a hands-on playtest again at VSF, maybe.
Yeah.
Spread some information.
Spread some facts.
Hard fact. Axel nerfed again.
I always see people quoting that. The gas leak. You know, I saw on that happened for Street Fighter today or the last weekend because people were saying a top player said that Akuma could do Raging Demon in modern mode with one button, but you can't. So then I think artists put out an image of like Akuma with his thumbs up because it mimics the guy's profile picture. Yeah, what Axel player did that?
Who would do something like that?
Who would do something like that? We'll blame Hancock.
Yeah, it's probably Hancock.
Anyway,
So we're getting right into it.
I do see a lot of people moving over to ABBA. Weirdly enough, Nago, I thought he was like a relatively common character because of his strength, but he's not really that common overall.
No, he's not got the craziest pick rate, to be fair. That is true.
I think maybe a lot of people must struggle with dealing with the blood.
Yeah.
And maybe that nerf to bite really must have clotted him a little bit because it's a lot harder for him to go absolutely nuts once he bites you.
Absolutely. I think it might be one of those cases where, on when you're getting hit by this stuff yourself, you think, man, this character, he's belligerent, what's he doing? But, there's a bit of method behind it and stuff to manage. And there's quite a lot of people who aren't really fond of that kind of management, all the different resources.
Well, they keep putting a load of characters, like a lot of the DLC, they've all got resource-focused game plans or like extra bars. It's been kind of memed about for a bit. There's, I think like maybe like 70-80% of the DLC characters all have like an extra bar or mechanic.
That is relatively true. Even in like more mundane cases, like say Sin, his is quite simple, but it is there. It is a resource you got to manage.
When I actually was thinking of like Gold Lewis, which is the security bar.
Yeah.
When you say like mundane, like I was going to mention Gold Lewis, and then I've kind of thought better off not. But I don't know if it's just a way to add complexity because there's there's like an element of things you have to focus on, and I guess Asuka is like the extreme of that.
Yeah, he's kind of like pushing the limits a bit there with what you can do with that, like getting too complex. Interesting kind of character too, because like input wise, he's not too crazy difficult, but you gotta do a lot on improv, reading what you have in the moment quickly with it.
Yeah, that's I think that's what makes him really fun. But I guess when you see him played at like a high level, it kind of boils down to you stay close and you get plus frames. And that's what the meter management does. But they also, it's like Happy Chaos and Asuka both suffer from this, where they regain less meter and less resources. Maybe not less resources for Happy Chaos for the amp bullets, but they gain less meter back depending on how far away they are from the opponent. So you're kind of incentivized to play that up-in-your-face style.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of up-in-your-face styles, looks like we got Pot and Nago here. First match.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh, 2K. Already looking bad.
Oh, good situation to have to hold here. The burst's going to be baited as well.
Just waits for the 6H.
and
Oh,
bot.
gonna have to deal with harsh mix now. Easy. That's what Slayer's gonna be like, you know. Bite and then 50-50s into death.
We're gonna see it day one. Touch of death combos. It's gonna be.
I don't know. They might. I doubt they'll make him like touch of death.
Yeah, I wonder what to expect. Out of interest, what Wild Assault do you think he'll have? Because my bet has shifted to orange. I thought about blue at first.
Oh, fully charged dust.
Has got a root to complement the choice. That's funny as well. Nago's Ender move in Charge Dust is just it's just Air Beyblade. Speaking of Beyblade, sealing that first round.
I don't know if they'll give him unless they consider him a power character, but the only other power character I think is like
May.
I don't know if May counts, May and Potemkin, or I don't know if
Pot.
Potemkin counts as different.
They kind of removed the grappler category, I think, didn't they? Because they changed them all up.
I don't know. Well, they put Johnny as a zoner, and he's like 50-50 Lord.
Yeah, he ain't no zoner. May Pot and Gold Lewis, I'm saying.
Gold Lewis? Right.
Gold Lewis is pretty powerful.
I mean, like, I don't think that's any indication of what kind of Wild Assault they get. Slayer does have, like, weirder movement options, so I don't think they'll give it to him. Because he's probably going to play, like a big counter hit beta.
Oh,
and like a really conditioning character, you know, he's just going to condition you the whole way.
We already see that with the BDC.
We actually see a lot of Pot players go to Leo as well.
I think he's a character that complements Pot's weaknesses quite well.
Oh, beautiful burst bait. I guess he covers like all the matchups that you don't want to fight against.
For sure. Definitely dealing with characters like Gold Lewis first coming to mind a lot better.
Oh, that hitbox was dirty.
Deadstream's pretty content here to just wait, call out those options. Just coax Sea Salty into doing, you know, either the burst, the DP,
And just 2S.
Swipes his toes.
So I think like if Leo also was like the way he was previous, because he was a big body initially, like a big body.
The heavyweight.
Yeah, so he would have got White Wild Assault in another world, but I think they tried to make him. They basically not redesigned him, but changed him to be more in line with like Chip, I guess, in terms of like characters that like put down as a rush down archetype, like Chip.
Just a different take on things.
Yeah, just not a speedy version. Just kind of keeps his turn when he gets in, and then, you know, kind of clobbers you with.
Good mix of options, really, because he's got good defensive options and he's got a good mix. And neutral pretty decent too, you know, able to deal with a lot of options, including a lot of characters 2S, since guard point will be mids and highs.
Oh, really apprehensive on the SS. There's a bit of fear on Salty's side of things, where it took a long time to react to the whiff punish, just kind of a bit scared.
Yeah, and admittedly, it can be scary trying to press buttons into Nago. You do get clipped.
Yeah, but I feel like that, you know what I mean, Jetstream is kind of like, you know, literally smelling blood.
Speaking of blood, going to be getting plenty of that back right now. Oh, good situation for Sea Salty to be in here. Going to be taking positive bonus with no burst. No, sorry, burst is available. Oh, and actually, I beat the gold burst. That could have gone for the throw.
Oh, backdashes on Jetstream. Jetstream is scared of something he hasn't seen yet.
And this is Salty's
I feel
hand.
like,
Oh, wow.
I felt like that. All those hits just did 1 HP.
Leo, admittedly, not one of the highest damage characters.
He used to be, didn't he? That's what I mean in terms of like.
He lost a lot of damage on the super nerf. That's one of the biggest ones, because that thing used to do outrageous damage. The projectile super.
They did that on everyone, didn't they? It's like universal nerf.
Yeah, pretty much all the supers got lower damage, unless you're dealing with like heavy mob, but you know that's kind of the meme super. We can let heavy mob do a lot of damage.
I mean, you have to really hit that, don't you?
Yeah, and if you get that as a hard call out as well, I mean, it's pretty good feeling. Oh, actually, speaking of heavy damage supers though, providing you're willing to dump your whole blood meter, Abba's super, when installed, is crazy high damage.
Yeah, that is mental.
I think it's the second highest damage super.
But it's a feast or famine super, so you can you theoretically lose the match for doing it if it doesn't kill.
Yeah, you need to only use it when you're sure it'll kill. Otherwise, it's better to uninstall and then use the other version to reinstall, get some.
That other super, the
a projectile one.
That one drives me mental. It's like you just do it without any consequence.
I bet that is a very anti-Axel super. To be fair, that one.
It's not even that. I think I was wasn't even playing Axel. I was like playing someone else against Abba, like Faust. It's like anyone. It's because it doesn't go away on trade. It's the same with but I've been frustrated about some of these supers, like Bridget's one as well, where it just kind of
it makes you hold stuff.
It makes you hold stuff, and it basically they take control of neutral. The same with Asuka's as well, like 7-frame startup. They've basically stolen neutral as soon as they got 50 meter, because it's like at any time they could just throw it out.
If they got 50 meters soft knockdown, it's their turn.
Yeah, I like any range.
It's like, speaking of Faust, we've got Degram here fighting Shinky on the Zato.
We've got a new move from Zato incoming. We never see the actual other move or other utility they gave him.
The Eddie swap. Admittedly,
I don't think there's any use.
Part of that, I think, will be that a lot of people did drop off the character, so innovation's been a bit slower. But we've been seeing some good adaptations from players like Shinky who are sticking with the character.
Oh, nice confirm on the item combo. Oh, I got disconnection. Oh no.
It's just player entering the room lag. A nice pickup there by Degram. That'll definitely be killing.
The backdash really kind of ruined Shinky there, just because it propped him up in the air. Gave a little bit extra height to work with.
Blocking the overhead, but not the tap does.
No meter here to really stop Faust from kind of taking his turn back.
It's got hope for the best. Lucky getting that counter hit there.
That was a nice counter hit confirmed, but it wasn't really fruitful, unfortunately.
Taking that one quickly with a perfect. Zato doesn't get to take his turn as much these days, but when he does get to be on offense, he's still got the damage to put out.
Solo Zato, I mean...
Yeah, there's those adaptations as well. You got things like using the BRC to cover for time. Sorry, not BRC, Blue Wild Assault. And also, I've noticed a lot of adaptations recently in regards to losing Eddie on Burst or YRC, withdrawing him at certain points early in the combo where it's safe to do so.
Well, we can see when Shinky doesn't have Eddie, he's not playing defensively. I think before, when you watched a lot of Zato players, they would just play defensive until they got him back, and then it's then they can go back to neutral. They used to fly away for a little bit.
Definitely discouraged from that one, being the his wings got clipped a little bit, but they also did buff him by hell as well, and giving him Wild Assault as well to give him a little bit more time to work with. It's not ideal.
I wouldn't say that's a buff though. That's because it's a universal mechanic.
It's not ideal, but it's certainly a way that he's encouraged to play, I think. I'm banished, Loaf? What do you mean banished?
Banish this man. Said that crunch.
Duel 1. Let's rock. Just a trip.
Oh, minus close S. You did it. You didn't care. Oh no, still didn't pay attention to the afro.
Yeah, unfortunate timing there. Getting bonked by the hammer to make that combo confirm into a wall break.
It was a pretty good burst, to be honest, because it, you know, forced Faust into the corner, and I guess that kind of got the better of him and made him a bit greedy.
You know, getting that first round with a perfect
chance.
Now lose the RPS here. Eddie just about coming back now though. We've got some resources to play with.
Oh, nice side switch. Puts away Eddie to regain meter.
Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about there as well. Anticipating the YRC, putting Eddie away so Eddie won't be killed.
I think when they were balancing the character, that's what they must have thought of. It's like, you just can't run out of resources. I think that's like the overall, you know, you just have to be punished for running out and just like manage and switch off.
Because admittedly, Zato wasn't really punished for losing Eddie all too much in Season 2. Eddie came back very quickly and Zato was able to just fly around for ages. Excellent jab buttons.
I was just thinking of like how punishing a character Asuka can be, where it's like, if you run out of resources, you just die. You know, but then he has other ways to alleviate that, like he has, you know, sacrificing health or a meter.
He's got his choices. Maybe they'll add a fourth mana option in Season 4, where he can use his burst meter to regen mana.
Yeah, instantly.
Use all of them.
Can you imagine that?
That'd be really good for him, actually. Because he's got so much health when he's got his mana.
Maybe that's just a new universal mechanic. Pump your burst gauge into meter. I mean, this game is already like so meter intensive, so it would be pain.
Season 4, they'll add another meter. And remove the risk meter.
Just give everyone a secondary meter. Give Axel like a sickle meter, and then if he runs out, he can't do 5p.
Need to be finished.
I'm finished.
Nice choice there to use the sword super. Got the hard knockdown and Eddie up. Gonna be tricky for Degram to, not be able to find a way out there. A lot of perfects from these two.
It's a very steam. I think with Zato, you just kind of get steamrolled, but Faust is like a. Oh, tries to bait the burst. It's very kind of like, you know, has to hit you like a million times to kill. I feel like Shinki doesn't want to use their meter at all for this round if they can avoid it.
Yeah, just gonna stall it out. Save it for next one. We go into that next one here. Even resources for both players. Got full burst. I think we're gonna start things off.
Must have expected the Afro, so that was like a nice little bit of foresight there from Degram, where he's expecting the Afro to land on Shinki just at the time he threw the bag. Oh, run up 6p.
I've kept the offense up long enough to get Eddie back, but gonna get clipped for the troubles.
I mean, it's fortunate that, you know, Degram is chucking items there because it just leaves time for, you know, Eddie to come back. Oh, and every time he brings him back, he just gets clotted out of there.
Not gonna die to that one though. Still got a pixel left to work with.
Oh, nice. Has to respect the Afro.
Yeah. We're getting caught right at the end there with the dive.
So it was a nice response to, you know, call back Eddie and use the shark attack to try and knock out the Scarecrow, but he picked the one from the sky and ended up chipping him out.
Sometimes that's all you need, just that one special to hit. And tricky timing to FD it.
When you RC that move, he stays on the ground, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's how they do the tech. They have to use that one rather than the other two.
I thought it would have been really interesting if he stayed in the air, so you just use it as like some meter escape option. You know, you just teleport away.
That could be cool.
Can you imagine that? You're stuck in the corner, then it's like, well, I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's always fun when characters have got one of those options.
It's like playing Bridget in Accent Core. Run away all day. See another round where we see Shinky just kind of absolutely decimate. But here it's like he probably won't get another chance to like actually keep Eddie on the field playing neutral, and just kind of has to get like a very clean hit into pressure. Like here he's gonna lose him.
Yeah, needs that initial pressure, or else you're facing Faust's big normals and all the different items that Eddie can, you got to adapt quickly to be able to get Eddie to deal with it.
I feel like an adaptation is because he lost that round from doing a pose. He did a pose and that lost Eddie. Because the idea is like he wants to immediately win neutral with it, but it made him lose the rest of the game because he had like no options to fall back on.
Speaking of options here, using the blue wild assault there, got the Eddie, got the meter. Got the resources to play with here. Degram's got burst. One Eddie game.
Oh, run up 6p?
Send it with Amorphous. Will it connect? It will not.
Oh, he tried to throw the Afro as well. Burst killing Eddie? Absolutely unfortunate.
Oh no, pick up there with a head bomb. That'll be Degram taking it, 3-1.
That was cheeky.
Same time, same place. Faust wins.
I was going to say, with that run up 6p, they haven't, I don't think they showed off Slayer 6p yet.
Slayer, historically, if I recall, having one of the best 6Ps in Guilty Gear, in the old games.
Yeah, so it's not like, people do run up 6p in this, or just 6p in neutral. Is that pretty common? It's not that common. It's not that common, I think, in Exerd and Accent Core. Although I play Axel in Exerd and I haven't played Accent Core enough, so I won't be able to know if that's like really fact.
I've heard that from some friends who are more engaged with Accent Core, that they're always just like, nah, you don't press 6p in neutral here. Unless you're Slayer, because you have a go at 6p.
Yeah, his one is like, it's got a lot of upper body involved frames, so you just kind of use it in neutral. But he also loses out on, because it's a proper Gatling in the older games, so it's like you can do 6p close S, Whereas here it's like you do 6p into special and that's about it. Or it's like the end of a Gatling.
I'll have to see what he's going to be doing. We got a little bit more time to wait for that, another 28 days, I think.
Yeah, should be good.
A few weeks. Let's see what we get. And they've been, regardless of people's opinion on the character toolkits and design, they've released a lot of hard hitters this season for like characters people have wanted to see in the game.
This season has just been fan favorites.
Literally.
I think it's just because, just to re-establish sales on the game from the third year, like add new mechanics to get new players in, like basically make it a different game. And re-incentivize old players, and then, add fan favorite characters.
And it's working as well, because we're often seeing like really good numbers for Strive.
Well, if you want
tournaments, locals, or just...
If you want bias from like Axel, man, Shoko was doing some outplaying there until he had to get hit.
Yeah, there'll definitely be no bias on commentary here today. No. We've got 2 Axel players on comms. To be fair, it evens out as Tatami, a friend of mine.
Unfortunate trade.
I've got a character I'm rooting for and a player I'm rooting for, so even bias for me.
Kind of just letting Tatami just get in aerially and not kind of trying to cover the ground, and unfortunately just getting rushed on.
Yeah, not really the situation you want to be in as Axel. rather be, you know, playing at range, not having to hold the bike and RPS, and letting her build meter.
Oh, I didn't delay it enough.
Yeah.
I think I wasn't expecting the counter hit.
It can be tricky with that one.
Spends the meter really preemptively.
Good usage of meter, speaking of. We're gonna get the throw due to the way the rope pulled her back in.
Oh, I didn't confirm the 2H. Just trying to jump back. I think that's an issue. If he like jumps back, then Baiken is just going to jump forward at the same time.
Gotta be content to fight the mid-range space when necessary. She's there.
Backseat the Axel, get backseated, sucker. We'll backseat the Baiken, we'll backseat the Tommy and be like, man, you could have punished that, you know.
Yeah, that was fake. Actually, Axel was like -20 there. You know, just run him, just run him.
That's what Melee players do. And that's fake, yeah, you can do this there, yeah.
You should have just FD'd. Why didn't you air grab there?
Frame traps with the air snail.
Always a good cheeky option to represent, but quite low rewards. I don't want to go for it too much. I mean, almost.
Oh, burst on the 2K. I didn't get the red RC, so unfortunate, unable to switch sides.
But still confirming into some damage. Getting caught on something there with the Rensons. Just found a way.
And she's in. Help.
That's going to be some big damage there. Wallbreak. Not hard, not
messes up the super.
Not ideal. Didn't quite catch the 2K startup there.
Tries to spend the meter here. I guess meter for more meter in the long term. You know, it's an investment in the bank. Oh, goes for the jump S throw, but doesn't matter.
Killed for the troubles.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Tries to push offense there and ends up getting clotted.
And good recognition there of the air heights, making use of the JK instead of the usual back in JS. Just catch Axel when he's above you. I'm gonna be able to confirm.
And a Steph.
Yeah.
It was like a re-engagement in offense in terms of air dashing, and they ended up getting jump cage, which sealed their fate.
Yeah, with the perfect Tammy taking that one 2-0. See if Shocker changes the plan going into things, or maybe got a new trick to represent. Maybe play a little bit more at distance if possible.
Duel 1.
I think there's just stuff from Shocker's gameplay. It's like sometimes a single hit confirms that they kind of need to hit, that they, you know, unfortunately like aren't. Like stuff like jump S. Oh, parry doesn't want any mix-up. Would have beaten the low and the overhead.
Always got to be aware of that when dealing with Baiken.
That single hit confirms of stuff like Renson hitting and jump S into air snail, stuff like that.
Just little bits of extra damage across the board. Fast Slash gonna take it. Pressing something there. This is a tournament.
Oh, the
winners
mirror
side.
jump S. Back-to-back jump S's.
Gets the gold burst though. Gonna be getting some resources here.
Keeps bringing her in.
Backdash there. It's gonna be no the drop on the cavalry, unfortunately. Just needs one more good hit.
Oh, nearly killed himself with the command grab.
Had the
Nice
meter-
reaction on that.
Sammy going to be taking that one 3-0. Was ready for Mr. Low.
Shocker!
Axel Bros. It's so over.
Have you seen that? That Spider-Man clip?
I haven't, no.
I'll post it.
From one of the old games or a movie?
Nah, it's from like the TV series.
So we're getting Scope and Soap pulling up to the station. So, Millia Johnny.
There you go. Pat on the head.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
I feel like I haven't really been paying attention too much to season 3. But I feel like when I have seen Johnny, he kind of lives and dies by his normals in the same way that Axel does, and I understand why they put him down as like a zoner.
Yeah, he might not outright zone with them, but for sure. He definitely is going to favour matchups where he's able to use them. I imagine this one of the matchups that's a little bit more tricky for him to find his way in. If the Millie is playing around in the air. You know, he's got a few options to hit up there, but a bit more on the linear side.
Well, it doesn't go for any 50-50.
Just take it with the throw bait, a little small walk up into Insenga.
Shocker, does everyone just keep linking you that? Don't worry about it. Also, I haven't. I saw the new Millia move be used in combos, but in terms of like a poke, I don't know if it's something that she relatively wants to do all the time.
Yeah, just an option to, I think, represent occasionally, just to make sure people don't get too used to what your plan is. But overall, you know, not often used in neutral. Soap taking that one first game.
Change his name to, now he's done the J, change his name to Joe Peter.
Joe Peter. And you know, Jope, they're looking confident going into this one. Seem pretty in control, ready for anything Millia might be chucking their way.
When I said it in my head, it sounded like Joe Peter, as in two different names as well.
Joe Peter.
Planned middle names.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Well, he gets loads of time to convert that off the Mistfinder.
Look for the burst bait there, but Scope holding on to it. Be opened up by the throw though. Was blocking a little bit too well.
Oh, nice block on the overhead. She's not nearly on full risk. This should kill.
That's definitely def. It's good defense from Scope, but Soap still finding a way.
Oh, he gets a safe jump off that. I don't know if it's actually a safe jump. It looks pretty safe. It could be a fake jump.
Safe-ish jump, at least. It was a profitable jump too, but Scope able to reverse the situation. Now hopefully got...
Oh no.
I'll let the J rock there. I think Johnny's, you know, generally got a bit of a preference for letting that one rock. Perhaps, you know, for 3 reasons. 1, their defensive buttons, not the best. And 2, it's cool. And 3, they got a lot of health to play with.
You know, in Accent Core, that super was like worse on one side than it was on the other.
Oh, I think I remember hearing that, yeah.
Because if it, he had to always spell the J on the right side, I think. So if you supered if you're in the corner on the left side and you supered, they wouldn't be put in the corner. But if you were on the right side and you supered or reversal, they would be put in the corner.
That's funny. A mirroring issue. And I think Strive instead solving that by just having a different animation play out in the cutscene. I believe he does a different pose based on the side he hit you on in Strive.
It's just a... I mean, I don't know if it's really an issue. It's just like a really weird quirk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to depend how you view those sort of things, really. You know, you could call it a consistency issue for sure, and say it's a bit of a problem that needs resolving, but...
I feel it's just something that... you know, I mean, it's like a gameplay consideration.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be viewed as a problem, but definitely also can be. Just depends how you feel, really.
I was thinking on it on... in terms of gameplay considerations, something like what's really interesting about SF6 is that they have a consideration on sometimes it's worth taking damage. Like, it's worth getting hit by a combo and taking damage so you don't get burnt out. And I think that's like an interesting gameplay consideration, despite it being like kind of negative for the defender.
Yeah, and we saw a similar situation of sorts in Strive, especially last patch before the changes, where people were often, after getting wall broke, just letting themselves be killed.
Yeah, so Tiger said that. He said he just got himself clotted because he was like, they don't want him to build resources back. I mean, this season is still like a, you know, it's so resource dependent and heavy and just like, you know, overbearing with resources.
Absolutely, but they've managed to, you know, tone a few of those things down a little bit. We have nowhere near the extent of tension gain on positive bonus anymore, at least. Speaking of tension, Soap's going to spend that one, and they're taking this one 3-0. Quite confidently in control of Scope.
Well, burst is like it's such a mechanic where it's like it's a real confidence booster because you're allowed to technically make mistakes because you've got like this mulligan get out of free card.
And so long as you lab the situation, you can always use that deflect shield too to find a gap, punish with a normal, turn things back around. So not just having to spend 100 burst. Likewise, Gold Burst also very difficult to punish this season, unless you hard bait it. It's -2 on block. So the only punish is IBing and grabbing. Or just outright not being touched by it.
Well, I mean, it's not as... I guess it's strong, but it's not as strong as it was where it gave 100 tension instantly. Yeah,
it's not Minecraft creative mode anymore, but... It's more of a strong defensive tool now, rather than, you know, using it as a gamble to get crazy offense.
Well, people still use Blue Burst as a, you know, offensive tool. Like, you know, you're cornered, you hit them, and then they'll burst to keep you in the corner and take their turn back.
Definitely very good at doing that now, you know, as it's full screen these days. So
can you imagine they change the burst and everyone gets reset to neutral in the middle of the stage? Like, wall breaks. A successful burst wall breaks and sends everyone back to neutral.
It reminds me of gameplay changes like when they changed Fafnir to do the ground bounce. It doesn't quite look like it should do that, but you know, they didn't want it to be a rolling tumble anymore.
Because it was I guess that takes away wall damage as well. Oh yeah, on Slayer when they showed the pile bunker, they showed it like instantly wall splatting.
That's got everyone worried.
Well, I mean, that's just like
just in the end of the wall.
That just reduces the damage that can happen because otherwise, I think maybe they want that move to be really strong. So it's like they don't want you to get hit by more than 2 of them in a combo.
Yeah. But we'll have to see. You know, they haven't given us a teaser for the gameplay outright yet. You know, one of the starter guides, that's the one.
Yeah, they usually do that like the Tuesday or Wednesday before they release.
Going to be interesting to see how he ends up playing out. Yeah,
well, I mean,
the toolkit is there in some sort of way. Just like with ABBA, they managed to preserve a lot, transferring him over.
What they've done is they've exaggerated the counter hit command grab tool.
Universe.
And then the other thing they've exaggerated is he's got a forward sway. He had an accent core, but it was like it wasn't really a forward sway. It was like a cross-up sway. So what they've done is they've given him a forward sway, which has an overhead and a low. I don't know if the back sway has the overhead or low. It seems like maybe they both have the same options, and he's able to do it. So it's kind of like sway ducking in and out. So it's like overhead and low off that, and then the counter hit. So you basically have those three tools which you can play around. And then it's like you basically get command grabbed, and then you have to guess for your life in that situation. And it also, I think what they want in terms of design is, so he's bitten you, and in this select moment, he's going to go for one of these. Or that's what they expect you. So it gives like a time window or window frame for you to act upon, or, you know.
Yeah.
For defensive reasons. You know, you backdash, you get counter hit, pile bunkered, you're done for.
That is likely death.
But I think when I went through Exert Slayer quite recently, and I went through Accent Core Slayer quite recently, and I think the command grab makes it's only like special moves cause the counter hit state. It's not like you wouldn't get a counter hit off his 2H.
Okay. Of course, could be different in Strive. We've yet to really see that. They only showed it us on a special move, but
they showed it off the overhead. But I think like that's
probably the intention.
If it was like every normal, I think what people would do is just the safest option. Like, you know, they'll just do bite, safe jump into jump H, you know, and then it's like I think they want both players to take a risk and a reward. Like, you know, risk reward, like, you know, you're playing against Soul, you bite Soul, you sway in, he's going to DP because he doesn't want the 50-50, and then they want you to be like, you know, they don't want you to have that massive reward from it and be able to like kill people for free.
Yeah, so you have to earn it, and then you bait that DP out, backdash cancel, pile bunker him right in the face. Looks like we're getting a Sechi and Plime here.
I think Sechi. I would have thought he would have went with Asuka, but I don't think he actually likes the character.
No, I don't.
Do you know who Sechi said he would like in the game?
Who?
Zappa. Whoa!
Oh boy.
He's a Zappa enjoyer.
You're gonna have to wait till at least season 4 for that one at minimum.
Yeah. Dizzy, Zappa,
Gabriel.
Jam, not Gabriel.
Nah. Jam can wait till season 5. We need Gabriel. We need Gabriel here.
Nah, he
EMEA,
sucks, man.
we're the one region, EMEA.
Oh, just trying to chip him out completely. Plime just got loads of meter to spend. It's not like he can't just sword again. This might just be a chip out situation.
Yeah, literally just chip him to death. Checkmate.
Yeah, no, that was kind of out of order, wasn't it?
Actually, checkmate. Season 2 style.
Bapped him to death.
But, you know, yeah, we were the one region that voted Gabriel in the popularity contest. So good job, EMEA. With the goats.
When you saw, I was looking at Plime's meter during that section, and I think Plime was doing like trying to instant block some of the attacks and letting go of defense just so they get enough meter.
Yeah, see, technically, yeah, if you want to be really technical about it, it's not truly checkmate if you can IB everything. But, I mean, it's very, very difficult.
People say Zato is dead. But I mean, defensively, and that was like 100-meter sequence.
Zato is struggling a bit. But, you know, yeah, when Zato does find his turn, he's still got a strong offense. And does good damage.
Was it a joke? No, we don't allow jokes here.
Yeah, jokes are banned. Back in jail already. Let's see what Plime's plan's going to be here.
Plime just needs space to kind of get away and... Oh, nice reflect.
Yeah. I'm going to have to be tricky with the timings.
Really calculated. 6p as well. Not letting Plime really even attempt to play a zoning game. And I think they put away Eddie just to prevent them from getting bursted or losing Eddie on the burst.
Yeah, managed to use all of that Eddie gauge in the combo.
Kumhayun? I don't know if you want to fight against that character.
I don't know, but that's classic Guilty Gear, isn't it? You know, all of the characters got some BS to work with.
No, there'll be a white wild assault character who knocks you down and then just does like throws out a projectile and you have to hold like an overhead or low into death into loop.
Nah, but Debs is making a good point. You are asking for Zappa, as is Sechi supposedly.
Zappa, yeah, but Zappa's such a cool design. You know what I mean? That horror aesthetic.
For Lutheran to play against.
Yeah, no, they're not fun to play against. Axel's not fun to play against, but here we are.
You know how it is though. It's Guilty Gear. Like the characters that are fun to play against are usually the ones that we can beat well.
Not a chance. I think Sechi tried to fuzzy jump out of that and ended up just getting clipped.
Got a decent situation here. Looked for the burst, but didn't find it.
Oh, didn't have anything to release. Just uses that to get rid of whatever error.
Oh, I'm gonna be killed by your own projectile there with a reflector.
What would be interesting if they reintroduced Hyun is if they gave her like a different mech and then just changed the moveset for like lore reasons.
The old man mech got
Decommissioned.
too rusty, decommissioned, and actually
Old
just
man mech got possessed by Cliff, and then
Cliff's
then
back.
we get Cliff back, yeah, and it lost a load of weight as well and became old.
I have my own theory in regards to characters like Cliff, where I feel like when they plan a definitive last season is when they'll add some of the, the sillier ones like that. Maybe I feel like Order Soul would be the final character.
No, they're too story focused, which is why, like, even though I want Zappa, people are like, he's still possessed. But then I have in my head like, Faust is the one who cured him, and now Faust is like possessed. So
yeah,
maybe it will get Faust going back on his doctor's oath.
But yeah, Zappa not getting up to too much in the Strive story. Didn't really have too much of a role to play there.
But they didn't put anyone in there, did they? They didn't put everyone in the Strive story.
Not everyone. Once again, Sechi just was relatively content for a while there to try and lower Plam's resources to the point of not having YRC, but manages to find a tap dust to open them up.
Swinging in the air, loads of 6Ps there from Plam.
And to be fair, these days, after the buffs, Bedman 6P, a really solid one. I think I often hear people refer to it as sunroof. It goes over his head now.
It's always so visually... Delilah being on the stage is like such a visually weird decision, because she just like obscures everything on the screen. I don't know if that's what they intended.
I don't know. I don't find she usually gets in the way too much. But
well, I think it's very hard to visually tell what's going on with Bedman as well at times. Just because of the clutter, it's like a load of visual clutter.
I think I remember people saying in some niche situations, you're actually able to use Delilah's animations to tell what the opponent's doing or what Bedman's doing.
Right. Oh, maybe that was an intention.
Not always something you can make use of, but it's definitely there. She does do specific like reactions based on types of hits.
I don't think I haven't paid attention to that.
Yeah, I don't think most people do, to be fair. So, it's definitely one of those extra little things you save for when you're really confident in the matchup already. Dizzy will be the first for Season 4 Trust? Probably.
Well,
she'll be first
I feel like they've tried to leave the most hype character for first and last.
Yeah.
Apart from... who did we have? Gold Lewis doesn't count because he was like...
He was supposed to be in the game already, wasn't he? But they have a last second issue because of COVID and stuff.
Who was the actual first then?
You tell me. I wasn't there for season 1. I joined this game January 1st, 2023. It was
Jacko? Yeah, maybe people are hyped for Jacko. I'm not, but
Some people were.
then Bridget, Bridget, and then Testament as well as the last one. I think people really wanted Testament back.
And of course, Baiken. Baiken always requested whenever she's absent.
Yeah. I mean, she was one of the last ones, I think, for Rev as well. I think the last 2 was Baiken and Answer. Oh, Answer would be fun. And I think Raven would most likely be in. I think the director did say he wanted most of the sign characters or exert characters incorporated in.
If the game keeps going healthily like it generally is as well, there's always room for more seasons to keep these characters flowing.
Kara said they had a new route there, and it'll give the opponent negative or something. Negative penalty?
A route that causes the opponent to get negative. That's interesting.
I don't know if it's actually the case. He said the bot did it, but I think maybe he was just like grinding out the combo for so long.
Yeah, maybe. Still, definitely interesting, and if anybody would make something like that work on Jacko, it definitely would be Carrot.
Tends to get posit on block with Cheers. I don't know. I think Raven is like genuinely a really popular character, and he's like one of the simpler ones that was incorporated and probably quite easy to move over to the game. I think the characters that really struggle in terms of like incorporating are actually no, I'm lying because Ram and Jacko are so different to how they were initially.
Doesn't everyone hate fighting Raven? From what I remember hearing there.
Yeah, because his game plan was wait full screen and throw a projectile. And if the projectile hits, you basically air dash in, and then you get like 5 overheads in a row, and at any time they could be a low. Then he's got like a slow command grab, and if you react wrong, he's got like an air command grab. And he's got an orb that you just have to hold Oki. Like you have to hold the Oki all day.
Sounds annoying.
So like one of the Evo finals was pretty boring to watch because it was just Raven knock down, throw the orb, and then get a combo, throw the orb again, 50-50, and that was like the whole final.
And that is a conscious decision they made to change Strive, in order to make it more fun for the spectators. They removed a lot of that harder set play from many characters.
Well, I think I thought the initial intention from the game was with the wall break to get like one of the issues with Guilty Gear Xrd, and maybe Accent Core, I haven't played enough to really know, is that once you're knocked down in Xrd, you just had to take 50-second block strings or just like hold stuff for a very long amount of time. So I thought the wall break was a return to neutral, but they kind of edited that a little bit.
Yeah, with the ability to get those hard knockdowns. That's something that'll be interesting to see if they touch or not in the next balance patch, whether Wild Assault still retains that or not. Maybe, just wanting to reserve that for supers, so you don't end situations where you have both 50 tension and 50 burst to play with. In deposit bonus. Carrot taking that one confidently there. Then the burst. Reset to neutral, and that's always a good position for Jacko to use there. You can get those minions set back up, find a way in, the opponent into the corner.
What's strange with Carrot is I thought Carrot would have been using... They switched to Milia without a loss of confidence for the character, and then now they're kind of back confident on what this character can do.
Yeah, sometimes it can be helpful to take a break from your main. Try something different and then reapproach later. I mean, I can vouch for it. I definitely shuffle between a couple characters.
Because it's it, you just play for fun for a while, take away the competitive stress, and then it kind of, reevaluate stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Robot Kai supporter. That's like top 3 characters were like Zappa, Robo Kai, and Abba. That I wanted to return.
Oh yeah, Robo Kai, that'd be an interesting one to see again.
Yeah, he's got those crazy meter mechanics. Like he's. Oh, see you later.
Yeah, my game encountered a fatal error. Carrot lost a bet with King Africa.
Do you want me to stream to you real quick?
Yeah, if you could.
That's wrong. I don't know if there you go. Tries to 2S and just Carrot's not going to play, I think, within a range where Quinka can press buttons. That was a really cheeky super from Quinka there. I think it was like an expectation. It was one of those situations where it was like, Carrot's going to punish this super if I do it. And I expect them to bait it, so I'm going to do this one. They'll press a button and get hit. I think it was like a very risky situation, but...
Carrot generally in control of neutral it. Plus Quake could use the burst. And S-tier can be a quick, tricky one to deal with as well. And if I recall, the clap is frame 3. And of course, if you enter a clash situation, the minions are going to stay on board there.
Carrot lost the bet. What was the bet? It was a fairy? Oh. Not just any fairy.
See the end of this round here. Since joining the player room sometimes creates that little bit of lag.
Oh, big counter hit. Also, we haven't really seen, you know, Ino was meant to be considerably quite strong, but I don't know if she still suffers from the same issues as she previously did.
From what I've seen of people discussing the game, I think she has gotten a lot more stable with the addition of the new move and some changes.
No, that new move seems like it's pretty strong or pretty hard to deal with.
Always keeps the opponent actually genuinely guessing.
Oh, boxing these minions. Carrot 100% not going in with that amount of life.
Thank you, everyone.
Taking it 3-0.
Yeah, with Robo Kai, I don't know if you know how he works, but he's got 2 different meters.
Yeah.
He can't build meter naturally in the way the other characters can, but he can place down a mat that builds him meter passively.
And the opponent can also stand on it and get a little bit of attention. Well,
can I?
They can, yeah. It's not much, but it's an option. He's one of the few characters I've played against a little bit.
The other way he gets meter is like if he runs away, if he runs at them from full screen. I think it's like 3 steps or something like that. And he hits them, it will cause them to. It's an invincible kind of reversal, but it's not reversal because he has to be running to do it. It's an invincible move, and if it hits, it starts building in meter. The other thing is a command grab, and I think that gets buffed up based on how long he runs as well. So you've got like a kind of 50-50 with that. But with his meter, changes the way his specials work. So the higher meter he has, the better his specials become. So he's got like level 1, level 2, level 3 specials, etc. Which is really cool. And the other side of it is that he's got a heat gauge, and he has to release heat otherwise he does damage to himself. But if you maintain the heat at a low, like if you maintain low heat, your specials or normals get buffed. Like his 2S, which is a missile, will come back down. Well, no, 2H, which is a missile, will come back down. His 2S will like launch. Stuff like that, which is like, you know, really crazy.
Yeah, lots of different ways to use those situations.
So it's like
He's interesting. He's an interesting character.
You've got to like kind of the weird way in that you play him is that you've got to. It's like Nago Ryuki in that he has to imagine Nago Ryuki, but he has to stay on 2 blood all the time and not go over that or not go under that. That's what I'd imagine in terms of comparison and how he'd be playing him.
Oh yeah, Mineral. I think that was kind of like the bet. But West got Carrot back on the character, developing new tech. Jacobro's gonna be happy. Looks like we got Pikachu and Sechi up next. And Sin and Zato. Now this is a matchup that used to be hell for Sin in Season 2. But it's gone a hell of a lot better. You know, Sin having the biggest glow up as well, as Zato having the complete opposite.
Can you I don't play this game enough to even think. Can you RC off DPing Eddie?
I believe so.
Because I feel like that's like a big thing that will really push it in Sin's favor, because it's not like he can't really push Eddie too much because it's like, you know, DP, RC. And the same with like, I think if he tries to do a pose and he's doing like Scum Dipper or what do they call it? Sun Dipper?
Yeah,
so they kept calling
it. Dipper, yeah. Although that move's not active till the end of the move, like Souls.
You just do that and then you RC, you know.
Able to find the way in.
Oh, no answer from host.
Room has disappeared.
Maybe he can join. DPRC usually depends on the opponent being in hit stun. Yeah, but I feel like because it's the case with, I don't know if it's the case with Jacko. You know, with Jacko,
like
you can like cancel your moves.
Yeah. I
would go into training and confirm
that.
But...
Yeah, I think it works. Honestly, don't find enough Zato players in tower to test it though. If it hits something, hitting Eddie should count for our seeing.
Pikachu quickly still player one side.
Yeah, for pose is kind of like guard point, then possibly not. I'm pretty sure No, I haven't DP'd a pose. I don't usually DP a pose.
Oh, he did still player one. Oh, and we're going with Elfelt.
The Elfelt against the Zato here. Pat, I've been working on the Elfelt as well. Has won some tournaments with her.
Maybe he's just teasing.
I think he's just having fun with the character.
He's been like, so he used to play Chip, and then moved on to Sin in season 2. I think it was one of his more requested characters. Elfelt, I have seen him play on and off, and I don't know if it's like he maybe is like investing in this character for the future.
Yeah, potentially better in a couple matchups. Abba actually coming to mind, where Sin actually doesn't really like dealing with Abba all too much. It's not like a hard losing or anything, but it's a little bit tougher. Whilst Elfo is actually more favorable into her.
Why is that? Because I feel like Abba has like the 4-frame 2P, and I feel like that might help with stopping some of her shenanigans.
I think it's in a lot of cases the way her buttons interact with Abba's buttons.
I think like the 5H and the gunshot and the Pineberry.
The 5H gunshot, really good tools.
I guess the gunshot forces her to stop. Like if she changes, you just shoot, and then it's like, well, you have to respect it.
Yeah, got options to present at all spaces of the screen. Be interesting to see how this plays out against Sechi's Dancer, though.
Pineberry. Oh, I tried to 6P. Flight. Nerf flight, man.
Just remove his wings at this point. Give him a single jump like all of this. Finally, a nice good combo there. Good damage on the board. Positive. Nah, Elfo Dust, a little bit vulnerable to the being pushed out by FD. It's one of the shorter range.
You know her Pineberry pressure, it kind of reminds me of Bridget a bit, where without the yo-yo, where you've got these like you have sort of like the rolling move, which is in this case Pineberry, and then you've got like overhead lows. But I don't think her pressure is like as continuous.
Yeah, definitely got more defined endpoints usually, and if she goes for any resets, you've always got options to call her out. Very vulnerable to 6P and DP, this character. Speaking of 6P, definitely has one of the nicest ones to throw out there. Very quick, good size, good angle.
Ended up punishing the recovery on the fly.
Sechi getting the hard knockdown and Eddie meter back. Be a tough situation for Pat to find a way out of.
Yeah, just gonna try and force him to drain meter, but I think Patachi wasn't really biting. Wanted to save the meter for something else and was just gonna wait out Eddie.
Yeah, definitely had just enough health to potentially make it work, but not going to be paying off there. Getting clipped by the tap dust again.
I feel like Sechi is like relatively content to just like, as you saw earlier, just chip people up.
Yeah, just resume the offense. Actually managing to find the burst window there.
Nice. Looks like a really confident and overpowering start from Patachi there, and then Sechi just kind of cleaned up.
Yeah, adapted to the way Pat wanted to play things. But
we might see a change here.
Nope,
no?
Going to be sticking it out with the Elfo.
Maybe he's confident in that. He probably likes the character, and two, I think there's also like a lot of, in the community, I think there's a lot of negativity around Sin, and that might be like a demotivator, because I've seen that. That's probably a good topic for a podcast.
Definitely a bit of an overhated character, but without a doubt, he did eat good from the buffs.
Yeah, because that's like a demotivating factor, isn't it? Even if like you do enjoy the character.
Yeah, like reducing the value they place on your wins. It's always an unfortunate thing for people to do to one another.
Anyway, cheers for the raid, Maria. Cheers. Oh, the low. Go again.
Well done. Going to be called out there. Wanted to use the gun, but Sechi knew that.
I think if they use the gun in that situation, they're free fall until they hit the ground.
Yeah, in counter hit state, like
Because when Elfelt came out, you know, the tornado was out, and it's like if the gunshot goes past the tornado, it will shoot the tornado in the back, so you can just run up and like bomb her and get a counter hit, which is kind of nonsense.
And we see sometimes Elfelt players will opt to RC so they can have the best of both worlds. You know, get the projectile out there, but also be safe fully and start their offense off of that.
I think if they buff anything, they'll probably buff the hit stun of Pineberry. Because it seems like she doesn't really get anything off of it, even if it hits.
Yeah, definitely her less strong mix tool. The Rekka's kind of an interesting one, because it doesn't really lead to much meterless other than just, you know, annoyance more than anything. But it does build her a bunch of meter, and when she gets that, she gets
Last chance here.
She's able to go into either 2 lows, 2 highs, or high low.
That was a no nonsense 6p. It's like knock that off, you know.
Yeah, get out of here. And we'll see in the final round if Pat's going to stick it out with the Elfelt, but definitely seems content in doing so. Got the game plan.
I guess Sin wouldn't want to be up close near Eddie either.
Nah, despite the buffs, Sin doesn't always have the best options for dealing with everything Zato wants to do. So we've got that DP and all, but you know, just average mash buttons, and not really a good way to get around Invite Hell aside from just like IADing in with the JH.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
But the risk reward definitely good for Sin.
Oh, that gunshot is really nice for dealing with Eddie. Like, even when if it doesn't hit Zato, it just like blasts Eddie in the bum.
Oh, and hopping over a normal there with the Rekka. Strong first round. Pat perhaps on the mission to a reverse sweep here. Good
No flight for you.
Get out of the sky, man. It's back thrown into the corner.
When I compare like Elfelt to Bridget as well, it's just nice reflect. That was a really weird interaction, the way it's still delayed. Young man reactions.
Helped him for the wall stomp there. Calls out the way, I see.
In similarities to Bridget, where she's got the scooter move, which is like kind of like a bootleg version of it.
Nice use of the 2H.
Oh, that 2H, that is like a real good option for that Eddie shock. Oh, he just keeps doing it, man.
Some good damage on the board as well. Got positive bonus. Not a good situation for Sechi to be in here.
Nice burst bait. One on the board.
Always a great place to RC there after a 2k2D. Real common burst point.
One thing I have to wonder about is I never see Elfelt's other super, the command grab.
It's because it's bad.
Is it really that bad?
It's definitely an option you can present sometimes on Rekka resets.
Is it just like a bootleg Faust Afro?
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much does about the same. The only saving grace is you can get a small, heavily prorated combo off of it, and you can get a hard knockdown off it. It's not a worthless move, you know, but it's not usually represented because...
I guess with fuzzy jumps being like so strong, it's
the cheeky round finisher.
It's just so risky to go for.
Also, fun fact, which is absolutely not worth doing, but you can do it if you want. The command grab actually causes a brief stagger state. So if you do the command grab, you can then fast RC into a grab, and it's true. Don't do it. It's pointless, but you can do it.
Nice.
Much better to pull that meter into this super. Pretty hard hitting one. Get some good damage.
Feels something that's really changed here is... Oh, another super as well. Double positive. trying to slap Eddie.
Yeah, and a good move to put out there too. 2S got a little disjoint on it, got some good active frames. Otherwise, generally only usually used to catch back dashes and continue combos. So she's regenerated the resources here. Loses the Eddie again though.
Fast dust.
It's not gonna
Yeah, not
kill.
even worth attempting to burst there. The damage is just not high enough without Eddie.
Doesn't opt for the hard knockdown. Just confident in finishing things as is and saving that burst for this round. Loses the Eddie again.
Flight is just so annoying because it's like the confidence and the audacity of these players to just like fly over your noggin.
Yeah, they just float around there, and then you're always concerned about going for the air grab and whatnot because of moves like JH and JP. Just covering excellent space, and even JS too.
Oh, the double.
But gets a successful burst here. Potentially a good situation here. Just got to find a way in. Nelfel can struggle at first getting that because her buttons are not the longest, aside from 5H. Her air buttons, you know, primarily used for mix. Getting the catch here. So she's not going to be using that burst just yet. Wants to hold on. Pat's not got any meter to play with.
Oh, just making it really tricky. Made it really tricky for Sechi to really predict which side Patachi would end up on.
Definitely a good character for doing run unders as well. Elfo actually one of the faster members of the cast. I think she's faster than Ram after Ram's nerfs.
Is it?
Yeah, Ram lost quite a bit of speed. She used to be like demonically fast. Now she's kind of average. I think Ram's got good startup speed. She just doesn't have like a really high top speed. Sounds like we're talking about cars.
Yeah, this one goes into Gear 4 with a maximum speed of 150.
Speaking of maximum speed, did you know Abba is effectively faster than Chip?
Is she?
Yeah, she's pretty much got the same top speed, but Chip has like a little acceleration period. Abba just sends it, legs it immediately.
Damn, that much anger.
She's just that mad, that jealous. Turns into Sonic the Hedgehog. Pat bringing things back around score-wise, but getting sent through this wall here. Gonna have to hold the positive bonus Zato for a bit here. Gonna opt
I don't know why.
Feeling
Why
heroic.
did Ram have that initial speed to begin with? It was like nonsense. Oh,
Oh, dirty tricks by Sechi there. Tapped us
Sechi
after-
Universal Mechanics.
Once again, we're in a situation where one round could be Pat out. Doesn't have resources to play with here. Did not use the gun there. Knew Sechi was looking for it. Waiting patiently and finds that 5H. Run up grab. Oh, and calling out the burst there. Nicely done.
Super.
Gonna be getting a hard knockdown. Sechi left burstless. Not even enough for the deflect shield yet here.
Oh,
Good old
Patachi
run.
Universal Mechanics.
Yeah, reminding Sechi. It's not the only one who can use those. Getting a good hit here and a real strong combo. Hard
This
knockdown.
is the struggle now.
This could be curtains.
Oh yeah, and you can't even reflect there. That was like, I feel like that was just a big knowledge check on Sechi's side to know that that was like a possibility.
This is a dire situation for Sechi. But a very good air grab at the last second here. Spend a bit of extra time, make sure you've got Eddie to play with. Pikachu does have 100 meter and 50 burst. Getting air grabbed again. 100 meter. Perhaps he
Yeah, no, the super.
You got 100 meter. Always got to respect the super when they got 100 meter.
Just wait for that meter and then any gap, you know, just mashing it out. GG's. I feel like that, you know, that reversal situation where he did the push guard and then got punished with 5H. That was a situation where that I don't think Sechi has come across yet, so I think he got a little bit knowledge checked there.
definitely always a benefit with you can make use of when you have these like lesser played characters or characters that aren't as viewed as competitively viable. You don't always get those little interactions there. You don't know them until they hit you in tourney bracket.
Well, it was a nice little maneuver as well, and it was nice, I guess, for Batitude to really
Yeah, definitely made use of the situation and turned it into something big. Very well done. It's like we'll be getting Carrot in here. Carrot against Zando, I believe.
Oh, I didn't think Zando was entering, because usually he doesn't enter this one. He enters the salty EU.
Yeah, I think Zando been a bit more present in like a variety of online brackets recently. Has been streaming quite regularly as well. Yeah, just on the grind. While we wait for Xander to get into the room, I'm just going to grab a quick glass of water myself.
So I think Xando was I think it was one of his most voted for characters. It was his most anticipated character to be added to Strive. I don't think she plays in the same way that he wanted her to play, because I did play him in Exerd, and he did play Elfel and Chip, annoyingly. Resource heavy characters.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh, big 2D. That 6p looks so funny when it like punches the minion out of the sky. Oh, he's got the mana regen card. Just gonna throw all resources out. It doesn't really matter at this point. You're just gonna keep regenerating. Oh, goes for a really cheeky mix-up, not to break the wall. Doesn't want to give Carrot any breathing room. Wondering why, like, he didn't go for a wall drop. It looked like a dropped combo.
This matchup always an interesting one to watch. Both these characters got a lot of resources and things they can put on the screen to just keep you.
I mean, we're not really seeing a matchup here. We're seeing an absolute clobbering, I think. Well, not now.
Nah, situation's reversed. As soon as you said that.
You gotta watch out, because Xando will just super you, just as I was saying it.
Very valid mash option of sorts.
They need to make that super like 15-20 frames. It's driving me mental. Because he just does it as a reversal. It's like you just do it, you know what I mean? So you have to just, as I said, when they've got 50 meter, you just have to respect it. So you can't do what you... Can't just,
Yeah, 7 frame. 6 frame, and then I think there's that one extra frame. I believe it is technically 6. 6 plus 1. Yeah.
6 plus 1?
Duel 1.
Oh, so it's a reversal on frame 6.
Pretty much. Now, I've got some peculiar cards to play with here. Gonna have to shuffle some of those away.
I mean, I guess like it's his only option if he's out. What they should do is if he's out of mana, he shouldn't be able to use it. Or it should cost mana to do. It should cost like 50% of his mana.
It'd be it. Actually, that'd be an interesting thing. What would a Strive balance patch look like with Snake as the lead, the balance changer?
I don't think people would be very happy. I'd be making nonsense changes all across the board.
Zapper immediately in the game, best character by a landslide.
Yeah, 2D is a magic move.
Axel with the free frame 2K?
Yeah, free frame 2K for Axel. No, everyone would play him then. We don't need that.
Alright, don't buff it too much. Only 4 frames then. the 2D should cost mana. That would be interesting. Oh, it basically is a spell. It's a very unique 2D.
Yeah, Axel Bomber overhead.
God, could you
No,
imagine?
Axel Bomber are low, but it hits in the air.
Aerial low.
Aerial low. No,
Yeah,
rainwater hits a low. Bomber hits as a high. Snail hits as a low.
Snail maybe not minus 24 as well.
Tornado guard crushes. Renson 10 frames faster startup.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun for just us Axel players at this point. But then yeah, everyone's just gonna start playing Axel. It's gonna be annoying. Just be running mirrors all day. Axel, one of the funnier mirrors in the game though.
What they need to do is make 6H plus like it was in Exert. +1.
That would be a good change actually. Genuinely.
+1 on block.
I think that's actually kind of agreeable.
Because I mean, you can interrupt it on the way in. You can react and interrupt that.
You got to consider as well. A lot of the other overheads in this game got changed in Season 3, so that it became slower and plus, like May.
It's not going to let him recover mana.
Absolutely not. You can't give Zando an inch here. You gotta be unrelenting.
I think this is just frustration on Carrot's side, though.
Right, it's paying off. Oh, got the S cheer out. Just needs to get that clap. Perhaps tried to match the clap there.
Yeah, bad reflect there, but no punish.
Looks like Jacko's got some unique voice lines with Asuka as well there. Oh, Zando finding the mash there. Uses the reversal.
Free teleports. Gonna get mixed up from this though. Yeah.
Corner steal. Can it kill the super here, I wonder? No, not quite. Not one of the highest damage ones. Managed to slide under the cubes there. Hard knockdown. This is Carrot's last chance here. Gonna have to make everything count. Biasi mix.
Usually we see a mash here, yeah. Because that Carrot needed to do like... I think Carrot needs to do like spacing traps for those minions. Because Zando, when he gets to a certain part of it, he likes to mash out. So a spacing trap, so he has to dedicate like a slower normal, which will end up getting, you know, frame trapped.
And Carrot here very confident in knowing when to press on some of these cubes. But just gotta hold things here.
Yeah, this is just nonsense.
Pretty much completely burst safe there on that last bit.
Still got full mana as well. And a mix up.
And a quadruple teleport. Just gonna be moving around the screen. Carrot almost finding it there. But the double teleport, able to get out.
They just partying, man.
Much better than Testament's teleport.
That was a party round if I've ever seen one.
That was what we call the single player RPG right there.
I think he was feeling himself as well because he just did like 3 teleports in a row.
Just having fun with it. Love of the character, I suppose. This Asuka champion.
Champion.
I think it's funny how that's become the new thing to say instead of character, they're just champion.
Yeah, it's because of
Always by people who don't
all
even play
these youngsters growing up on Valorant and bloody League of Legends.
No, League is a bit of a weird case where it can be youngsters, but also like older people as well. That game's been around for so long.
I guess maybe why, because it's like, you know, no, it's like
Longer than a
everything's champion.
decade.
All these team-based shooters.
Although they usually say heroes, don't they? I think. I don't know. I don't know if Valorant says champions. I don't play that game. Gap, missive, and mash. Oh my goodness, that's a sentence.
That word doesn't even come up in slang.
Valorant is agents, apparently. This Asuka agent.
Agent isn't a fun word to say, though, is it?
No,
Like, champion
like,
champion
has
is pretty
meaning to
fun.
it. It's a good one. And you can just shorten it and be like this champ.
Gap.
Good.
Gap is like, I feel like that's one of the most overused words I've ever heard. I didn't really hear it until like EMEA. You know, I think Strive started, but I think it was relatively new then. Like, you know, I don't know, 2020, like COVID, and then everyone is like, oh, Gap this, Gap that. That's Gap. Like, it's said so often. I feel like it's just lost all meaning.
I'm looking like Hasanabi. Do I? I don't know. I don't know who that is.
You just tried to say, yeah, it's like you just say gap in between, you know what I mean? It's like a verbal tick at this point.
You know, as well, with a lot of the things the youngsters are saying these days, they're going to start saying yap instead. We're going to have to bring back public shaming. I might be on Deck's side with this one.
Gia and Rizla.
You know you're going to start hearing yap.
No, I think people say that ironically. It's not like, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of slang that, you know, come and went. Maybe not internet slang, but, you know, like street slang and stuff like that. It just comes and goes.
Yeah.
And eventually people will bring it back to say it like ironically, like in it. What are you saying in it, yeah? Like in it is not used.
No, you say that. I end up saying that a lot.
In it.
I say in it.
Maybe it's just a verbal tick.
It is, I think, to be honest. It's easier than saying isn't it or ain't it.
Oh, we're on a losers top 8 now.
Okay, I don't know what Ohio Gronk. I don't know what this is, man. I'm
think
too old.
Gyat is talking about the batty. I don't know what baby Gronk.
Yeah. No, I know Gyat. I don't know what the Ohio and Gronk is.
I think it's all just nonsense.
Yeah, these are words, bro. Antonio gonna be receiving a pipe bomb tomorrow. First class delivery.
Oh, it just throws away the round.
Gonna be banned for word crimes.
Well, come on, grab, beat the safe jump. Because it's invincible on startup, isn't it?
Is it? Is that
I think it is, isn't it?
I know it's frame 0 when it when the super freeze happens instead of frame 1 like most
Oh, maybe not, maybe not.
It is frame 0 if you're close enough, but it doesn't have a 0 frame startup. It's just after the super freeze.
Anyway, we've been massively distracted.
We have.
Assassinated by the Gap. Joe Peter.
Yep, and Jope's going to be taking that first game.
Every time that super lands, just put a J on the opponent's. Change a J on the opponent's thing.
On their name.
Joinka.
Joinka.
You can...
Or replace the 5 so it becomes Quinka J.
Quinkage.
And,
oh, not enough.
Jope's a player we've been seeing a bunch more of in like top 8s frequently. Really been on the tear at the moment. Bracket.
Really wants the Oki. I would say I didn't think about it really, but Ino really benefits a lot from Wild Assault because it gives her like a grounded approach where she didn't have it before.
Yeah, a lot of help with convertibility.
I guess no, she did have it before. She had the stroke the big tree.
That's been a theme for a lot of characters as well, though, in general. Like Ino especially, just being given more options to present. Getting the new move and being able to use Wild Assault in that sort of nature.
Oh, just respects the meter. Backs off enough so that the command grab doesn't hit as well.
Wow, big counter hit here. dealing some good damage. And Oki.
Thing, you try and bait a DP as close as possible, and then someone's just gonna grab you or like do a low. Yeah, no point bursting there. Nice of Cuenca to not commit to the bait once they saw that Soap wasn't gonna do it in the obvious point.
Definitely just best to keep the bait short and then let the combo roll. So able to get that call out with the 6P. Got some good damage here. Not positive bonus, already got some tension to play with. Gets the drop at the last second there.
Yeah, not your turn. Oh, too apprehensive. Or too aggressive on the reflect, so it doesn't get punished.
Clash taking that one. Second game.
It is weird. I did think about Johnny just then when I saw, you know, he gets the instant overheads without cards, which is like such a strong thing for him to have in terms of not having meter, because his, you know, his whole mechanic is card pressure. Good job. Cheers for the raid. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Welcome in, everyone. We're in the top 8 side of things now. Cuenca feigning the overheads here, but actually going for those lows. Doesn't get the whiff punish, unfortunately, there. Jay gonna be let rock here.
Oh, backdashed with no care in the world.
Sometimes you just gotta represent those, but you know, even though it paid off at first, Cuenca's still able to take that.
Oh, big whiff punish.
Press J for Jabare.
Jabari. Big air hit. Oh, doesn't do the super.
Yeah, bungled the super input perhaps.
Cuenca immediately spent the meter, and it gave like, you know, just spent all the meter there, and then the RC gave him plenty of time to recognize that it was going to be a stroke to punish it with the grab. Nice reactions there on Soap or Job.
Now Job being sent through the wall.
Doesn't want to break the wall here.
Yeah, potentially looking for.
Oh,
the
not enough damage.
last second there, but Job wasn't gonna give it to him. Gold burst at the last second.
Yeah, just waiting for meter to come back. I don't know if that was chip damage or not, or it just punished the. It looked like on the replay that he stood up and he may have got chipped.
Yeah, definitely a tricky situation to be in there when you got no resources and you're one hit from death. He knows things hitting quite far. Is that for gapping or yapping?
Someone should change the language. With their points.
Yeah, what are we on right now? I've got Japanese on my end. Is it on English on the stream?
I don't know what it's on.
Yeah.
It's English? Alright. Just trying to farm as many points from people as possible.
You want the point monopoly?
The point monopoly, yeah. Oh, that ate through that 2S. Spacing trap there, nice. Oh, unfortunate. Bungled the instant mist final.
Turning that into a reset here.
Doesn't care.
Card. I suppose we have to wonder, can we blame Johnny players for letting those rock? They do have cool supers, but yeah.
Well, that one was like a nice little read anyway on the, or reaction to the projectile. It's like if he's got 50 meter, she's unable to do that projectile at all.
And Jope takes that on 3-1. Confidently moving onwards further into the bracket.
Hey man, make Mightbot
next.
time out people who put the word gap. For 10 million years.
Is there a timeout redeem? There isn't.
Where's the Calvados? The steal from Damascus's stream.
Well, has Damascus got a Calvados redeem that just like nukes somebody's chat for a while?
No, if you Calvados, the next person who chats dies.
No.
But you also get like a counter Calvados, so you get a Calvados parry and that'll kill the person who did it. And it times them out for like 10 minutes.
That's a long one. Big punish.
I mean, I think what he uses, I think I use it as well. It's like Streamer Bot or something like that. And I don't think you need to code to use it because it's got like a certain. I think you need to code if you want to put like custom like animations and stuff to play. But I think for certain actions like time users out, you can set those with channel points, etc. Cheers for the raid, Quinker.
Turtle and Shinky here.
Big burst.
Got some Eddie to play with here. Gonna use it all, but gets the hits that they need. Hard knockdown. Summons back. No other resources to play with. Turtle gonna use the burst to just get rid of Eddie.
Oh, double Kabari.
We
We saw that earlier from Shinky. Fast RC, jump D. Oh, Eddie, where are you going? Maybe they should. I was gonna say maybe they should do that for Asuka with the fireball. Sometimes it goes the opposite way.
Give him some jank.
Give him some jank, yeah. Jank him up a bit.
Yeah,
Put
sometimes
cuffs on him, man. Rest that man.
Sometimes you summon the meatball, and instead of it guard crushing the opponent, it just self guard crushes.
I mean, he was a wanted man for our Exurge, you know what I mean?
What if he randomly got tired as well? Because, you know, like we see him at the end of the rounds. He's not built for such vigorous recreation.
Isn't it meant to be like isn't the lore, it's like a clone or something?
It is a clone, but the clone does inherit those traits and issues.
Damn.
Or at least claims to.
You get cloned and...
dialogue. What if we make the real Asuka come out? And then if you lose a round on him, you lose the whole game.
What's worse, your
If he
clone
just died.
being an improvement over you, or your clone being like an absolute jobber?
Probably a clone being a jobber, I think. That's probably worse.
Oh, ABBA switch as well.
Ah, yeah, Turtle has been putting a lot of time on the ABBA, you know. If I recall, like over level 1000.
Oh, plus frames. Just gonna build enough meter and then probably Rekka to build that meter. I mean, this is really, really rough now.
It's going to be forced to hold that. If you haven't got that blood, not much.
Oh, no super.
Against Zato,
Big bungle.
Definitely should be one of Zato's best matchups on paper at this point. And as well, Invite Hell, one of the moves that can prevent the hop kick from working.
Well, I think it is on paper, but not Jealousy ABBA. Jealousy ABBA is probably like relatively hard.
Absolutely. Like on paper, it's great. But then,
Yeah,
yeah,
but-
we'll see it here.
But she's also got a lot of ignorant stuff. Oh, you're not gonna power down? You need to power down. You need to power down.
You got to send it right here and right now. And fortunately, that's going to be paying off for Turtle.
Confident that they were gonna get the hit.
How convenient. We were just talking about this. How once you get into that form, that can be the equalizer. And it is for Turtle here. Able to find a way in.
Back up as well.
Shinky
Oh, the anti-air as well. I love that. I love that 2S. Yeah, look at this ignorant super as well.
You can't use Eddie there, mate.
I feel like regular mode isn't punishing enough because although we're seeing from players like Tiger where they're just trying to maintain jealousy and keep that gauge, we're not like indoor doesn't really care if they lose because they can play in this form like well enough.
Yeah, definitely a big strength for ABBA players, being confident in being able to use that base form.
Yeah, so I feel like her options, because she's got a couple of ignorant options, which are the leaping kick, which is the 236k, and
Minus
think
1 on block, base form.
the
by the way.
it can be plus, I think. It can be up to like +1, +2, and she's got a
Yeah.
4 frame button. And it's like a spacing trap if you try and jab. And also it hops over lows, so if you try and like Axel try to 2k, you'll get hurt.
It,
Also, I think 214p, which is the dash. Is that the dash?
I believe so, yeah. Though the hop kick also hopping over mids, I'd like to add. A lot
So
of
the
mids.
dash that goes over mids as well. So she's just got options that you need to like pay attention to. Otherwise, like you're in trouble, you know.
Absolutely.
Because ideally, I think we should see what Indoor just did there, which is turning back to regain as much bar as possible to like re-engage into jealousy.
Shinky was navigating well around the 2S there. Not going to be getting sniped out of the air this time. Eddie lost again.
Yeah, had to do the low to build gauge. I think they weren't concerned about like if it hit or not. It's just to build ABBA gauge. Plus. Not as plus as... Oh no.
That's just going to be death there for Shinky.
Oh, BM man, this is bad manners. Why did you need the super?
Just got to send the message. Yeah, a little bit of
just really want to see it hit.
Making your opponent upset for the next round. I'll see if you can anyways.
Yeah, bad reflect. I feel like reflect is like such an odd mechanic, like compared to like risk reward. It's far too risky to like constantly use. But I guess they want it to be. Oh, I just hopped over, just like burst, you know.
So we're going to be sending it and spending it here. Some good damage, but
Yeah, now they're out of form, so they're just gonna have to, you know. Oh, it doesn't matter.
RPSing successfully though, and into the kill. Turtle bringing this now to 2-1.
That grab bait was kind of out of order, the leap. That move is like so ignorant too. I know people were worried when she got added. It's like, look, mate, you do not want to get Danzide, and then
The scariest thing's the hop kick.
it was because I think Danzai is a bit of a gimmick on the wake up, but it is like a, you know, it's something that I guess you have to respect all the time.
Yeah, definitely something strongly to present against characters with DPs especially, as it beats them out. Well, that was ABBA though. Actually have a really strong showing against pretty much all the characters in the cast who have DPs. Finding a big hit here. Into blood.
Have to maybe... Oh no, they're going to kill on the next combo. We'll probably have to disengage. Otherwise they're in trouble for the rest of the round. Watch out for the wake up super here. And there's man.
So definitely wanting to press something there. But can Amorphous kill? I don't think so. Abba's very tanky.
So the characters have different... They don't have different guts ratings, do they?
Different guts? Yeah, the characters in this game have different guts.
No, I mean both forms of Abba.
Oh,
Because that would be interesting.
That would be interesting, but nah, it's all the same.
That key being plus as well is like super good as well. The key grab.
Yeah.
I wish they kept the whiff animation where she whacked herself in the face.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that's one of the best animations in Accent Core, that one. Doing the speeds to shimmy into the grab. Gets the perfect. Only needs one more round actually to take this against Chinky.
Yeah, but it's such a like. You just gotta kind of fight out the transformation. It's like objective survive. Comes up on the screen like instantly.
We all know how that one ends in Halo Reach.
Yeah, they come out fine. Don't worry about it. See, look, objective survive.
I remember somebody did actually check that, like game code wise, if there was technically a way to survive it. And no.
No, they wouldn't.
It's not possible.
Unless they made a programming error and just everything stopped spawning, you know?
Speaking of not possible, Shinky gonna be eliminated here. Turtle moving on. Further into that top 8.
It's that Kill Bill. You know, the Kill Bill sirens when she transforms.
Whenever I see that transformation, there's danger sirens going off in my head. It's a very scary character to block.
They didn't show off, I don't know if they showed off Slayer's dashes in the trailer as well, I was thinking about. So we don't know if he's got the teleport dashes or not.
Yeah. Can't tell if it's like going to be, you know, just a situation where it has like a guaranteed follow-up or it's treated like a move. It seems like it does have it in some capacity. I don't know if it's like slightly different to how it used to work. Obviously, you've got dash macro to work with though. Which you did not have in the previous two.
Yeah, but they've kind of, apart from Geo, because I think Geo is like, you know, she's the queen of whiff punishment due to her
Step dash.
Due to her step dash and because it's like a, you know, it's like one button dash and it's like a 2-button press, you know, if you're in neutral, if you're not pressing anything. Whereas like Johnny kind of got punished for it, like having they thought his step dash would be really strong, so they just, you know, they didn't give him anything off it. They didn't
Stripped him of the dash blocking property, and he can't cancel it early in the way that Geo can.
Maybe it's just more so of a legacy thing because he did have like a very linear dash in Exerd. But,
And a lot of the time, artists are committed to that like legacy factor. Not always, but they do like preserving a bunch of things like that.
well, sometimes they do it just as a gimmick, like Sin's Eating. It's like just there for legacy.
It's literally just like a better taunt.
Yeah.
Except at every like 1 in 200 games where you pull the max tier ice cream and get like 15 a meter, and you're like, yes, I can super now. And you get the game winning confirm. It happens once in a while, trust. It is real. But yeah, mostly a gimmick.
But with that legacy of Johnny, the dash, it was before that he would step dash and throw you, and then he would get a combo that allowed him to put resources on you and create like an unblockable. So it was like I think maybe there's also a bit of like legacy thought when they make these characters, like, you know, Elfelt, characters like Testament, characters like Johnny, who are menaces, absolute menaces in their games. They don't want that to happen again, so they kind of change their kit about.
Yeah, altered the whole archetype. It's a good gif indeed, Jonesy. Hey, hey. And speaking of, even though it doesn't function that way, Johnny's throw still looks like it goes at a good angle if they did want it to combo in Strav. He does still chuck them up at that angle.
That's kind of like, I guess it's just like legacy animations and stuff. I think the Wild Assault animations are also meant to be like Exert. What's the mechanic? The one with the blue shields where you attack them. But anyway, those animations are basically taken from Exert, and that's kind of like a legacy of that.
Oh yeah, the Wild Assault animations.
Yeah.
Blitz. I think.
Blitz, yeah. It's like the Blitz attack.
Yeah.
But I guess it makes sense because Blitz is kind of like Wild Assault, except it doesn't have like if you do it on an opponent, they lose burst, so you can basically create burst save combos. They've got like similar ideas behind them, except Wild Assault, I guess they wanted more characters to be unique, or they thought because sometimes universal mechanics can really hurt some characters. Like historically, if you look at Street Fighter 4, focus attack is really bad for characters like Honda, and I think it's really bad for Honda and like a couple of other characters. But then like Yun, Zangief, and top tiers, and I guess other top tiers at the end of Ultra really benefit from focus and red focus.
Yeah, and it's always the kind of situation where when you add these extra system mechanics, it can both really help and really hurt different archetypes historically.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying with the 3 types of Wild Assault, because it's like, how does this? I mean, even giving like Potemkin a normal dash is really strong, so maybe that's why they didn't. That's why they gave him the invincible one rather than like an orange Wild Assault.
Yeah, I think I remember having this discussion with Panda at some point. There are modded versions you can effectively make a stripe where you can change the Wild Assault for each character.
Do you think orange Wild Assault?
Alt of orange and blue is actually pretty nutty. They're actually kind of better for him, I believe.
Can you imagine Pot 2S Wild Assault Command Grab? Or 2S Garuda Impact Command Grab? Like, you're putting a 50-50. So maybe White Wild Assault wasn't the evil that we're calling it.
Yeah. It certainly is in the case of Gold Lewis, though. Definitely his best option, I think. But not so much for Pot, and I think characters like Nago, or maybe even Bedman, would benefit from the other ones more in some cases.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, Blitz just has, it does burst safe. It gives you burst safe routes. It's a forward-moving assault move. I guess it costs meter in that. Forward-moving assault move that takes away burst, and it also allows different combos, or allows combos. It's just Wild Assault is kind of an exaggerated version of it, I guess. But I guess the scaling is also really shoddy on Wild Assault.
Yeah, I think with the white one, you do need to kind of fully charge it in most situations to get anything off it. And even then, it's quite heavily prorated. Whilst blue and orange, if you can somehow get fully charged, do have much better combo proration than white does. Yeah, speaking of Nagoriyuki, before they changed the burst stealing last patch, Nago would have been very scared to blood pop against people who had orange or blue, as they would have been able to fully charge it and get a nearly unprorated combo that you would not be able to burst. So Nago was getting TOD'd a little bit if he misspent. But also, he did have more mix that season, so, things evened out a little bit. Getting into things here. So can Sechi.
Xander must have got DC'd. Nice blocks.
A lot to hold here. Soap spending the resources. Sechi patiently holding all that.
Yeah, he's almost on max risk.
Yeah.
Oh, and he gets the counter hit.
The patience paying off big here. Well defended.
Man of 1,000 blocks versus a man who doesn't block.
Sechi perhaps a little bit of an angry burst here. Does not want to be going out like this. Soap realistically just needing a single good hit here.
The 2S just not ready to get hit by that low. Oh, the big lows. Yeah, we don't know. Oh, just the patient wait.
And off for that perfect there.
Soap is, he was really scared. The fear of Sechi.
If there's any Zato out there to be scared of, Sechi's definitely going to be one of the names that comes to mind.
Is that a pet peeve when I see people do like, they spend their meter and then they do fast dust? Like they spend their meter to do a fast dust that hits and they don't benefit off of it really. Oh, Mist Finder must be really good. Does that counts as a projectile, doesn't it? So that's like really, really good against it wasn't a pose anyway, it was the reflector. But...
Mist Finder itself counts projectile, but obviously with the card you've got that. The card portion. And if you've not seen the card's hitbox when it explodes, it's actually pretty damn huge. You'll be surprised some of the ranges you can get clipped by it. But no, Mist Finder is 6P-able. It's disjointed.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Mist Finder definitely a strong option for getting rid of Eddie. But even without Eddie, Sechi gonna find their way in here.
And for the damage.
Big damage at that too.
Pushes him all the way to the corner. Oh, it doesn't get a kill combo. I think he's really trying to like be greedy there and get the burst. Or maybe there was no way he could finish that combo in that situation.
That sometimes Soap does occasionally go for a little bit of a heroic burst, so Sechi wanted to make sure that does not happen.
Yeah, you want to just cake and eat it, you know?
And sometimes you do, you know, and why not if you think you can get it? But if you don't get it, you could pay the price.
Oh, the man of 1,000 blocks has been broken.
Whoa. We've seen perfects from both players here. Very back and forth rounds and even set. Essentially just messing around up there. And unless Soap decides to go for the air grab, Johnny not having the greatest air options for catching Zato up there. Very committal to space yourself out and try to go for that diagonal Mist Finder.
Throwing out cards.
It's just chucking him.
That's a nice instant block on the 6k.
Trying to ask Sechi to play some Balatro here.
Damn, sponsored.
I've never even played it. I just keep seeing everyone else playing it.
Damn, FOMO.
Oh, going for the reset here. Grab, card. Sechi using the push block, but yeah, Johnny just able to bolt back in there, and this is likely to kill Zato's low HP. So taking the second game. I imagine on paper this should play out pretty well for Johnny versus Zato. Got plenty of health to survive the Zato offense, and then plenty of tools to deal with Eddie and clipping Zato, other than when he's hovering around in the air.
I think it's just defensively, Zato kind of really suffers, and I guess what I saw earlier is Mistfinder kind of goes through a pose, which is, I think, a bit problematic for Zato in the long term because he can't really use that as a wall.
Johnny,
I mean, earlier I mentioned when Shinky was playing that they kind of threw away around by pulling out a pose. Asuka? I don't think Sechi likes Asuka.
no, he's waiting for Zappa.
He's waiting for Zappa, yeah.
Season 4.
Like all reasonable players.
Reasonable. I don't think I've ever heard any Zappa referred to as reasonable before. That's an interesting one.
I mean, if Accent Chord didn't exist, it'd still be a mid-tier that people would love. But Plus R existed, unfortunately. It's just his animations are so cool.
Isn't he supposed to sort of have an RNG mechanic tied to the summons, but it's actually tied to the in-game timer?
Nah, I think two of them are time to timer, but everything else is like 1 and 0, I think, apparently. But
oh, okay.
It is RNG otherwise. Testament buffs.
Good luck. Tell you what, I did have a really weird dream once, a few weeks back though, that involved a patch for the game. And for whatever reason, Testament was top 3 in that dream. I always remember that. It's weird to dream about like a tier list. I can tell you that in that dream, Testament got Stem Pop on Throw. You'd be happy about that.
Well, that was kind of a bad reflect, but it was, Eddie was. I still ended up getting clotted. I went for the cheeky fast RC.
Soap's got plenty to play with here, and it's going to be tricky for Sechi to find a moment to really do anything about that.
Yeah, just pull me out.
It's a 50-50 at that point, and Sechi just unfortunately gets him wrong there.
Oh man, Season 4, when some of these characters get buffed even more, trouble.
Johnny, definitely one of those characters arcs is going to have to be careful with how they buff as well. Definitely got to err on the side of smaller changes rather than anything too crazy. This might be a little bit belligerent. Zato just reaching there. So put into this position again. Actually only really needing one more hit here. Confirms with those Ps. Doesn't kill. Jonathan Guts simply too big. Gonna need one more to seal it.
There's many well-established characters. Well, the main ones that are definitely going to come will be like Dizzy, for sure.
Yeah, definitely Dizzy. She's coming. I predicted Season 4 Dizzy in Season 2.
She's like a big money maker. Like, it's like Akuma, Akuma's always going to be DLC. Dizzy will always be DLC because she's just that popular.
Venom, I think Venom would be likely. I think he'd fit in pretty well with how Strive plays. Zappa.
I want Zappa.
Jam's
I mean,
probably a given.
As much as I like Venom, I don't know if his mechanic would really work in the way that he zones. Another set play zoner.
They definitely change it a bit because they're not as big of a fan of heavy set play for the most part now. Cliff, though, true Jonesy. We are waiting on that Cliff. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be regular Cliff coming back to life, though. Or will it be zombie Cliff? Ooh.
Robo Kai as well.
Robo Cliff?
I think Robo Kai is good enough mechanically that I'd want back.
He'd be cool.
Jam, I'm not that bothered about Jam.
I'd like to see some changes to her personally if she comes back, but she is popular. I'm sure she will be coming back.
Answer, I don't know.
Cool. I think they can make Answer work in a Strive kind of way. I don't think there's too many characters that would be too challenging to adapt into Strive. You'd have to adapt some of them downwards a bit, like Zappa, probably the biggest example, to be honest. couldn't let him have
Yeah,
every-
although they could just still make him random stances, but you just tone down the stances.
Yeah.
Because the appeal of the character is that he's 4 or 5 different characters in one that you change. It's like, you know, if you get into Tekken,
Yeah.
some characters like, you know, Lei Wulong, he has like 7 or 8 different stances, and you have to learn all of them, which is like really, you know, interesting.
You'd be shocked if Answer got back. I don't know. I think Answer could be adapted in a way that would work. He's like popular enough to where maybe they'd probably release him in the middle of season 4 or 5. He would not be like character 1 or character 4, but a 2 or a 3.
Leopold ain't getting in.
Oh man, Leopold and Bros, it's over.
He's too gruesome to be in this version of Guilty Gear. Gruesome. Is he though?
Garish.
He's a gruesome looking like. The game is like Guilty Gear softened since Action Core like quite a lot. I know he was like Isuka, but it's like softened like tons. Especially if you compare like ABBA. If you look at ABBA Accent Core to ABBA here.
If you wanted a you know, a bit of a like softer character from the old games, you could potentially look at Izuna getting a adaptation into being a fighter.
Just do. You got all the Mei, all the people on the Mei ship.
Yeah, just turn April into a fighter. No, I don't think April's a fighter. Isn't she the one who like steers the ship? I think.
I don't know. You could just tag them out. You know what I mean? Like ice climbers, but there's 8 of them.
Oh my god. So long as we get to play as Jalis, the cat.
And they each have their own individual life bar, and they get collided off the screen.
So long as we can play as the cat.
So they have. You have to kill them 8 times, but they have really low life.
Did everyone in chat know that actually amongst the crew that one of the members is actually just a cat with a little hat on?
That's good.
Good, best crew member. I agree, Rathgazer. That's why I've been saying, EMEA, we were the one region that voted Gabriel into the popularity chat. We know.
He's whack, man.
Well, we want the Waluigi. He'd be a pixie grappler as well, you know it, because he runs like Chip in the story mode, and he taught Potemkin how to do Buster. It'd be really funny.
You say that, but Answer was like the last character that they added, and he was like brand new.
Yeah, they could definitely still add.
And I think if Rev had more time, Daisuke said he wanted to add Robo-Kai.
I think it'd be cool for them to go for new old characters, you know, characters that have appeared before but not in the fighting games as playable.
Well, even then, you know, they have characters that are technically new variations like Hellfelt, Testament, Ram, that are basically like new characters in the way that they play.
Yeah. Said she almost dropped that wall break there, but just about going to be able to get that. Yeah, we're excited.
Oh, you bastard.
We are excited for it.
The season 1. Oh, Sechi's just being annoying, isn't he, with that triple float? I feel like he's really trying to get in Soap's head here.
Yes. If ever a doubt in the matchup, start engaging in the mental warfare. Even the field out.
Oh, he is!
Oh, Sechi, he's just being disrespectful.
He's
now.
a monster.
He's going to be rightfully punished for this disrespect.
Sechi.
Gonna be able to villainously take that one, 3-2.
You know what I thought he was
Teabagging
going to do?
victory.
Bring up the shield and start teabagging?
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't kill with that anyway, so it was like, does he break the wall or does he just beat him?
Sechi choosing the BM path.
I mean, it did feel like that round he was just trying to, like, round start gold burst, and then he did free flights to slap him down, and then he just did, like, jab throw. It looked like he was just trying to do massive mental damage that whole round.
Yeah,
You know?
you could say it paid off too with him taking that. Definitely a valid technique in the battle Certainly doesn't make you the hero, but could just work at getting in under someone's skin to seal the victory.
Well, you see that in outside, historically, we did in Marvel. There was a lot of players who were like considered heels. I guess you still have that in Street Fighter with certain players. But the idea is that if a person is acting like that, it does affect you outside and inside the game. So it does affect how you play against them. It's the same thing if if you play against certain players, you will be like, oh man, this person's got this reputation, so I'll be more respectful or less respectful, which will end up making you lose.
Yeah, and definitely.
Weirdly enough, in a tournament setting, the game does take place outside of the game at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. And even if it's not deliberate, like taunting or being respectful to all of these kind of things, sometimes just the way somebody plays can get under your skin in the moment. It's either they play in a way that you play well into, or you respect the way they play, or perhaps the way they play just really gets on your nerves and you find it a bit harder to deal with for that reason. You don't like it. Definitely always a factor. Yeah, some people just play annoying,
Yeah, you just gotta live with that.
Yeah, just gotta hold those. Don't let it get under your skin. Do your best.
Said you gotta get off the setup. Hogging the setup. He's sitting at the arcade machine like, I put my quarter in, mate.
Please, let me in.
Another Asuka. This is Carrot in pain today.
Yeah, speaking of maybe trying to annoy Carrot here. But no, Turtle does have an Asuka. Definitely put some time onto the character. And
we saw Turtle with Aber as well. Aber.
Yeah. Asuka being one of her harder matchups to deal with. Perhaps just believing a little bit more in the wizard pick.
Smorgasbord. Oh, a bit of lag there. Might be some connection issues because of the distance of players.
Not got a good hand to pick from here. It'll be tricky for Turtle to actually find a way out here. But just round start hand here. Got the meatballs. Kara doesn't care. Just gonna resume that corner pressure, getting a catch on the boot. Turtle, it's not his turn on the Xbox right now.
Oh, and that's broken. That's definite. Whoa!
Yep. Oh, shield down. Asuka suddenly becomes weaker than Jip.
Crazy.
I
mean, he is like the most punishing character in the game to to make a mistake with. You
can definitely mental stack yourself, I think, more on Asuka than potentially any other character. If you don't get the hand you want, you can really be put into a situation where you haven't got much to work with. Then you start worrying about your mana, and it's like, oh goodness. It's just one hit can open you up like that and you die. So Turtle going to be swapping out here. Instead going to try the Aber.
I feel like Aber really is a character where it's like some matchups can be 5-5 in one form and then like 7-3 in the other. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
7-3 either side.
This is like one of those ones where, if you can get in on Jacko, she's finished. But now you find yourself in a situation like this where you can't even really use your parry here to try and generate some resources. No opportunity to press.
Yeah, I don't think the parry's frame 1.
No, it isn't. It's like frame 6 or 7 or something.
I remember Sechi saying that move was going to be useless, and maybe he was right. Because it's not like people are using that at all. They're more so using the hop and the dash. Oh, this is over, isn't it? You're just going to get chipped out.
Just being chipped constantly.
Kara isn't going to overhead you. She's just going to chip you out and build meter.
But Turtle actually finding a way out there. Only got a little bit of meter to play with. Got to make every hit here count. Got some good damage, but once again left with no resources. Gonna have to just rely on the
For the plus
RPS.
frames.
Needs good RPS from the base form.
Really needed to. I think when they RC'd there, the smarter choice would have been to gain back jealousy gauge rather than go out for damage. I think like sometimes when you play as Abba, you really need to make that decision to lower your damage initially and just set up stuff for later.
Yeah.
It's not like you were going to kill in that situation anyway, so it wasn't worth it.
That is what we're seeing. You know, Turtle's got the combos, but sometimes just you gotta look at your resources.
There must have been a hope there that the wall was going to break.
Speaking of those resources, no HP, but a lot of meter if I can get it started. I don't think that's going to be happening here. Getting
I
reset.
feel like Carrot could have there, but wants to go with this minion stuff that they've been practicing.
God Crush. They're 2K.
Oh, nonsense.
This
And
is
all the jealousy
opportunity.
gauge in the
This is a
world.
good situation.
Yeah, Abba is nonsense.
God Crush. Plus frames. Mix. Carrot blocking it. Yeah, it's clipped by the 5H at the last second though.
Like, the match isn't over until, like, she's done, you know what I mean? Like, you can never count her out because she just snowballs so hard.
And she ain't a character to be done anytime soon. Having a tiny bit more HP than Johnny. Putting her just behind Gold Lewis in terms of durability. Which is kind of crazy.
What's the dev's decision on, like, who gets more health, you know what I mean? Like, Johnny, they put him as a zoner and it's like, yeah, low health.
High health. You got loads of
They
health.
give him high health and they give him, like, all these 50-50s, like, what's the idea?
I'm not really sure. I think they probably just decided to let him have HP because I think he had decent HP in the older games. But also
That's
he
like
does
legacy decisions.
He does lack that, you know, like a good step dash. Set distance, can't FD cancel, no dash block.
Don't they meme it? It's like Japanese guts. So if you're a Japanese character, you get like more guts and more health.
And then, he's not Japanese, is he?
Well, Johnny, or maybe
Nah.
no. He's a weeb though, isn't he?
A little
Weeb
bit.
guts.
a bit of a weeb. A little bit, for sure.
The katana.
He's Japanese in spirit. He feels Japanese. Himself. I don't know, it's probably just because he's got his abs out, like Angie. And Turtle switching it up again, going with the Baiken. Yozan some round start getting low profile.
Oh, that
6H
was
Turtle is
a
angry.
very meaty counter hit.
Turtle is blimmin' angry right now. Just wants to, just let out Super Rock. Doesn't want to be holding this. Has had enough of Carrot's shenanigans. 2H, yeah, a bit of an inconsistent combo.
Oh, I tried to anti-air with the Kabari, with the Yazansen.
Well, actually, that's true. Chip is more of the weeb.
Chip does have weep guts, doesn't he? Doesn't he have like one of the highest guts?
Yep, he has 4 of them. His defense modifier is terrible, but he's got 4 guts.
He used to have in Exert, I think he was like hardest to kill when he was at like 25-30%. Or like the same combo that would kill him from 100% from 100% wouldn't kill him at 30% or something like that.
And I feel like, in general, in the older games, Guts was a bit more apparent like that. Like those initial combos would do a lot, but then you just see characters not dying as they got lower and lower. Strive simplified it a little bit. So we're just going to be forced to hold this or get hit like that. Hard knockdown. Looking like death here.
I'll take a character with a cool gimmick over a mid dispenser. Well, I feel like having good health is just, you know, I mean, you don't want to be one of those characters with low health in this current economy.
Yeah, you just don't get as many chances to get burst back. That's definitely a significant weakness at this moment in time.
Turtle tried all 3 of their characters and unfortunately was unable to prevail over Carrot's Jacko.
Yakko of Wisdom. Carrot will be moving on further in the bracket. Going to be against Sechi side. Or actually, loser's side, my bad. While we wait for players to pull up, I'm going to grab a quick glass of water yet again.
Who's in winners? It's like Pikachu and Xando, isn't it? Oh, he's gone. Anyway, while he's gone, we have Zappa propaganda. Everyone here wants Zappa, and if Arc System Works is watching, put him in as the first character of Season 4. Thank you. So yeah, in the winner's side, we have Xando versus Pikachu, and in the loser's side, we've got Sechi versus Carrot. Right now, we're going to go with Xando versus Pikachu. And it looks like Pikachu is... it looks like Pikachu is going to go with Elfelt. The thing is, I like Elfelt's this visual design, like her heavy metal... like her theme is really good in this game, where it's got like the duality of the singers, which is really good. They had a couple of that. I think Milia's theme has that, but it doesn't do it as well. Like Zato's has that as well, with the sweet memories and all the other singing. Like, I like the duality of the theme, and also her like visual look is a lot better. You know, the heavy metal head, and the 5P where she does the metal fingers is really cool. But her actual gameplay, like Wrecker systems and the homing bullets and the Pineberry just being like in Singer, is like kind of brass, you know.
And what's that we're seeing here? Is that Xando on the Leonard? Did not know Xando played that character.
I wonder why he doesn't want... I guess he's just straight up counterpicking the Wreckers.
He doesn't want to be holding that, potentially.
Oh, round start?
Well, okay then, Xando.
I think he just expected Pata to like respect the burst. Maybe he's like, you're using my old main. He's like, I won't be having that.
If Xando wanted to use the old main, there was the Ram there.
No, I mean his Exerd main, because it, you know, I think he used to have as his title card. He had it as his title card. He's got the Barry Bones color. The Barry Bones. The spirit of Barry Bones.
You missed Barry last meltdown.
Yeah, I did. Maybe he'll come next time.
Maybe.
He did play Elfelt and Exert, and I think it was in his title card, like, I'll bring Elfelt to Strive.
Yeah.
And he didn't change it until she released, but I think he doesn't like the way that she plays, or she's probably not as oppressive as he'd like, because she was like a quite oppressive character.
So, you know, Pat has been looking pretty damn confident on the Elfelt pick here, making her look better than most others can.
I think like, she can't wreck her at all, because it's just the case, you know, Angie season 1.
Yeah.
Or you and never.
I've heard some of the horror stories.
It's like, if he does Fujin, you just DP against him and he couldn't do anything. So Fujin was like a useless tool in those matchups. He's probably trying to force like a Sin pick as well.
Yeah. Also, Sin not being the strongest pick into Leo either. One of the characters Sin struggles with a little bit more. Especially due to S being a mid, which is very annoying. Okay, we've got a series of interactions here.
Is that going to hit?
Yeah, it does blow up the projectile.
I think he just recovered in time.
Yeah.
Baited the gold burst there from Xando as well, baiting the gold burst. Yeah, it's winners final, sorry. Deck quickly.
No character swap here. Pat are going to stick it out with the Elfelt.
I think he's just committed to playing the whole tournament as Elfelt.
Gotta respect it. You know, when you're trying out new characters and seeing how they fit in, just rocking it the whole time. Tiger also recently doing that with Aber, of course.
Lando's just sending it.
Rightfully called out there. I don't know if this kills.
You know when you're a player and you don't have a DP and then you finally get one and you're just like, fuck yeah. You just do it all the time.
Yeah. I've seen that on some streams as well. SQ has been playing a bit of Sin on her stream, and the amount of DPs she's been sending, I'm like, good grief.
Does Elfo not get anything from 2K2D?
Her reward is a bit poor and iffy to use off of those buttons, because you can only either really like release the Rekka, which is still not too much point like releasing that early, and then what you've got gun or chocolate, which there's some
grab to try and beat the DP. Doesn't want the meter deficit from the wall break. Still at meter disadvantage here. Keeps getting caught out by that gunshot situation.
See, that's normally what we see after the 2K2D there, where they'll go into the 5P to frame kill, and then use chocolate, go mix. Better to just take the 2K2D with no special.
Is that completely safe then, doing that explosion? I feel like it must be if he's doing it against Leo, because it's not like you know, I mean, Zando would just flash kick if it wasn't.
I think it generally, I mean, if she presses something, it could get a clip, but it's mostly safe as it'll put you at a distance, which is going to save you from DPs, and you can just block. You get air actions after it, so if you expect a DP, you can just do chocolate into block.
I guess a lot of players also, I think a lot of players were picking up Zando, not Zando, picking up Leo in general, just because he's like such a strong pick. You know, Tempest is like a multi-tournament Strive winner, probably like the biggest Strive tournament winner to date, you know?
Yeah, I mean, heck, recently winning Evo Japan. Already the first person to secure their place at this year's Aqua Tour.
Aqua Tour, yeah, with Leo as well, like, despite like a lot of nerfs, so the character's like pretty consistent. He's just got a strong toolset, so it's not like, you know what I mean, sometimes like you've got a crippled toolset to start with, like Testament, which will, you know, no matter what they do, they have to buff it like in unconventional ways to not make it really toxic to fight against.
Meanwhile, Leo, even if he was at his worst, doing like Milia level of damage or something, he'd still have a really solid overall toolset.
But then again, we have Chip, who's like got a pretty strong toolset, but I feel like their placement on the tier list has been so sporadic from like top to bottom to mid, like all throughout.
Well, as you were saying earlier, it's kind of a bit of a byproduct of just being a low HP character in the current meta economy. Chip just does not get as many chances in that regard. And his rewards off of stuff like the Rekka. He needs meter to really get proper reward off them now.
No, they do, otherwise they would have made Axel toxic to fight when he's not toxic to fight at all. Oh, no response to the 5D.
Very back and forth set here. Yeah, Zando bringing it back around to 2-1 now.
I feel like Pikachu is committed to this Elfelt pick to the end of the tournament.
Yeah, either committed to the end or perhaps has to be on that final point before knockout. But, you know what? Is in winner's side, so still got those chances.
I need to. I got an hour till I need to vote as well. So. so I'd go do that after the tournament as well.
You got a vote?
I don't have to vote, but I probably will.
Local elections?
I think it's local, yeah. I wasn't gonna do it, but someone knocked at my door. Maybe to spite them, I won't vote for who they were. Just pro anarchy. Don't care who you vote for. Just do it to spite people.
If anybody would vote for like the Monster Raven Looney Party, it'd probably be you. Just for the sake of it. You'd be like, oh come on, man! He promised me a free pony if I voted for him. How could I not?
Yeah, no. Nonsense.
I don't know if they're even still a party, to be honest, but I remember them from back in the day.
Which party?
Monster Raving Looney Party.
Oh right. I thought you were just saying that to like.
No, that was the name of a party. Do you not know about them?
No.
No, that was a real thing in UK politics.
Here's my demo.
Always goes for the throw regardless.
The free beer party. There you go. Free beer. I might have to vote for them.
Yeah, that's still a hit, despite I don't think that's a safe setup that Pikachu's got.
No, not entirely.
Too respectful of these flash kicks.
And you kind of have to be as Alpha though. She's got a very vulnerable toolkit to DPs.
Delayed the punish as well, just to respect the.
That's what I was on about with the safety there. You know,
dead.
did block that DP, but Sando had the meter to RC it.
Oh, punish as well, nice.
Lovely jubbly. Oh,
And that's
finds
death.
it. Sando called out and outplayed in the last second there. Pat bringing that back with a really close round.
I think in Germany we used to have the free beer party.
Sounds good, doesn't it? That sounds even better than ours.
I feel like I'm
That's
jaded
pretty
from
good.
when I voted from when I was younger, because I'm probably too young and stupid when it's like I didn't care. I don't really care politics all in all, but my mate is like vote for Liberal Democrats or Lib Dems because they were promising better life for like uni students, etc. You know, like no tuition fee, all these benefits, and I think they just did that to reel them in, and then they went back on all their deals.
Classic political play.
They punished the DP after. Agreeing with Rexu, I take it back. I love politics. Woo! You know, Rexu isn't a very good. It's always voted as the laziest employee in Lethal Company.
I've yet to play it. I'm gonna have to hop on, I think, the next session.
Don't you're too eager to spoil stuff. Let them get caught by everything.
Was Rexu not played much of the update?
He's never played it before.
Oh yeah, I'll hold back then.
He hasn't played anything, so it was fun
There'll
getting
be
him
no
and
meta
stuff.
stuff. Even pick the crap planets.
Yeah, got everything and getting Armix for stuff.
It's always it's a magical kind of game to catch people on the first time.
Yeah, we had a hard time filling quota with Rexu on the squad. Oh, this is nearly Xando being knocked into losers.
Yeah.
Weird. It's such an odd decision that he wouldn't want to go with Asuka here. Maybe it's like a matchup differential where maybe it's like so hard for Asuka to deal with the gunshot.
You know what? Maybe there's a weird third angle to this. Like it's a little bit like solidarity, both picking.
Because they're secondaries. Yeah, I did think that.
characters, yeah.
Oh, lost all his meter as well. This is over.
I don't know. Leo's quite tanky. I think Leo can live this.
You gonna nuke the UK? Oh,
Yeah,
nice
this-
shimmy.
Bringing it back.
You nuke the UK and you'll get rid of multi-blood players. You know what I mean? You'll get rid of 2 Akatsuki players.
My mic is always hot.
100% of the Akatsuki players in the UK.
Xando not gonna have any toes left after that one.
Yeah, but
do these that we're going through.
Rexel, I was only voted the laziest after you killed me with a stop sign. You know what I mean? This guy has to like assassinate his rivals to do better than them.
Getting the lethal lore in here, a little bit of team killing going on within the company. Had to be stopped. Nonce.
I wonder what the decision was for Xander there. It could have been solidarity or like practicing Leo or just not wanting to deal with the Elfelt matchup. Because I feel like the gunshot would be really annoying because it's just like if she just super jumps and fires a gunshot,
guess who'd always have?
It might just be really annoying.
Hey, Tiger.
Tiger ducking the bracket.
The only day you don't enter and we get Xando on the Leo fighting Pikachu on Elfelt.
Oh yeah, that's the real law. Xander was ducking this bracket for Tiger until he didn't enter.
Didn't feel like dealing with Abba today. No, but that's a good matchup for Asuka. Asuka's got a good matchup into Abba. It's like
Anyway,
Abba's worst matchup.
Anyway, I can't talk about ducking. I'm not entering any of these.
Yeah, when's the last time we seen Snake Belmont in an online? I thought I didn't enter many.
ICFC, probably the last one.
Didn't you almost enter one recently?
Oh, I was thinking about entering today's one because I entered the Evo. I entered the Road to Evo one.
Ah.
But like it's a bit shambolic. Like it's like 8 players in the bracket, first to 1. Or not? It's not. But Tekken was first to 1, like, which is nonsense. It's like 8 players, best of 5. My first guy didn't even show up. And then the second one was a May, and the third one was like a pot who taunted in neutral, and then I just punished him for it. Like, and he wasn't using Hammerfall, so it's like touch and go whether it's going to be good or not. I think like Jetstream or Jason entered, and he got pitted against like a 900 MS Aber and got disconnected, which disqualified him, which is crap. So I mean, there's all this kind of shenanigans going on with these cups. I think the qualifier is by ESL, so it should be a bit better. I haven't pulled up to some offlines as well, just because I've been working those Saturdays.
And I know what it is. I hear Kelvin might not be at the next one, which means no Milia. That's why you intend to come this one, isn't it? You get to duck Milia.
No, he only waits until he sees an info coming, and then he's like, "Yep, 3 matchups."
Got to pick on the poor Axel players. Their worst matchup.
No, I've got him out for blood. I'll get him next time.
The OTG damage that Jacko's able to get in these situations.
Oh, nice jumpy.
Well, the children snapped by the sword.
The 2D.
Say goodbye to your shins. You joining here, no Kelvin? Oh, no,
Yeah, Kelvin's waiting. He's like a bloody lion in the midst, waiting for the poor like deer or zebra Axel player. You know what I mean?
The anti-Axel.
Waiting to feast. that wild assault animation, we saw Shinky use it quite a lot. It's like you blew wild assault, and then it gives you basically a free setup to do drills or to do pierce. It looks that way anyway.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Flight? I feel like maybe Flight got nerfed purely because of Sechi.
Yeah,
Oh, it doesn't want to give up the corner at all. Doesn't break the double dust. Just not even going to let Carrot play. Oh, and the double mix as well.
Gonna have to hold the corner pressure. Got the S tier on here. Always really tricky to find a point to interact with S tier. Said you're keeping track of the time that it goes down and striking just as the minions are going to get eliminated.
Oh, nice!
Wow,
Very slow. Like backs off, well aware that he's going to wipe what going to YRC.
Kills with the standing button.
Who hurts Echi? Arc system works.
Literally Axis.
His students have been giving him grief.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
We're in a situation there where both Eddie and the minions deleted each other, but you know, a little bit more beneficial for Jacko in these situations if she's got more of them to chuck around.
I think if they give Zato a move, it'll probably be something to complement Flight. So like like he had the air to ground move. He'll probably get something like that.
Give him Leo JD, but it's a special.
No, I mean like he had a move where he like teleports into the ground and then rises. So it like kind of baits people trying to also like 6P or anti-air or like jump and air grab the Flight.
And we always have to wonder what we'll see too, because Axis has not really been adding old moves, been just trying to create new ones where they can.
Yeah, I don't think they want to have the legacy of the old games too much, you know.
Definitely wants to have its own identity, which at this point it very much does.
Weird day when Carrot went for a throw there. It was well out of range, and said she was flying about. Must have been like tried to go for a hard read on something.
Doesn't get what they're looking for here, but does still have the minions out since S tier is on.
Bye bye. Backdashes rather than anti-airs. I think just trying to catch like land and recovery.
And the gamble's going to pay off, so she get in the second round. Match, I should say.
So who sent Sechi to lose as well? It was Patachu with the Elfelt. And he's looking to get that run back as well. He's going to have to go through Carrot and he's going to have to go through Xander. If he has any chance of getting that run back.
Definitely not going to be easy.
Duel 1. Let's rock. Come for take lead. Hard trim. There. Overreach capture.
Take the 0.1% of energy I have.
Well, hello. It's dinner time. Amorphous.
They're not going to be taking that energy, going to be taking the Amorphous.
They're saving it for the last round.
Here.
Oh, round start. Cheeky.
Definitely one of the options. Sechi gonna hold on.
Sechi, I feel like, is okay with losing this round. It looks like. Just not even going to consider bursting.
Trying to grab these landings here, but it's not paying off. Now in a situation where you're either going to have to be gold bursting if you can, or just hold in this pressure.
Magma, take the energy back. You're going to need it.
Oh,
Had
and
to burst.
yeah, a wise burst to prevent the sword super from doing anything at all. Eddie-less.
Little juggling there.
But it doesn't fully link. Tap dust not opening up. Throw bait, 2k 2d. Holding in onto life here. Magma's little bit of energy just about paying off here. Then she finds a big counter hit on the JH. Some good mix here. Still preserving the Eddie.
Reflect Shield, I think, is like pretty good against certain specials of Zato's as well, like the drills. Same thing for Asuka as well, where the Reflect Shield is like pretty good at like, this forcing him away.
Forcing away. Looks like Carrot's going to be killed here, likely.
Oh, the rage quit.
Gonna close the game. It's over.
Well, I don't think Sechi would have been disrespectful there. But, Carrot's out of it.
Yeah, knew it was going to kill. And just said, that's it. I'm out of here.
You're falling asleep, aren't you?
Me? No, I'm just round. I'm just comfy.
Put in recline. Set this baby in reverse.
Yeah, it's a lot of sitting to do, Sometimes you just got to turn it into lying down.
Cheers, Carrot. Thanks for the raid.
Good run, good run.
Carrot, boot up Lethal Company. Is that Vanilla Dr. Pepper? It'd be do. No, it'd be done.
Zando on the Leo again here. Going to be playing against Sechi.
I guess it is just like he wants to improve the secondary in a tournament environment. I guess he's seeing what Patachu is doing. Or maybe he doesn't want to play Zato versus Asuka.
Perhaps.
Maybe it's the negativity of the character. The same thing with Sin. Like, Asuka is not a character that is seen positively at all.
No, definitely hated by quite a lot of people.
Oh, the Aber.
Sechi on the Aber.
Same thing with Axel.
Now, Axel's hated, but the difference is Axel's not that great. Asuka, on the other hand, he's a strong character.
Xander has left the room.
Definitely not sole bad guy tier strength, but he's eating pretty good.
They must be invisible to each other.
Not Sechi actually on the Zato.
Because Xander left.
You wonder why those two? I don't know. Just examples that come to mind,
Was he trolling or messing about with ABBA? I feel like he is. He's trying to doing some winding up. Maybe. Oh, the MS was really high for Xando, so unfortunately he's DQ'd himself. So unfortunately we're not going to see Sechi versus Xando. So we will get the run back with Pikachu. So Xando takes third, unfortunately for a DQ. I don't think Xando wanted to. I don't think Sechi wanted to win like that.
Well, I suppose that's gonna put us into grands then against Pat.
So this is grand finals. Maybe Sechi saw 230 MS and he was like, ABBA time. The perfect character for like Xando, cheers for the raids. Cheers, cheers, cheers. You gotta pump it to 900 MS if you want to play ABBA. This is the run back anyway, so Pikachu sent Sechi to losers. Who knows if he's actually playing ABBA, if he likes the character or not. Or if he's gonna stick with or if he was just, messing about. Quite a sight for sore eyes this grand finals. Two characters who are not considered very strong at all. I'm sure people might try and use this as evidence for them placing higher on the tiers.
Yeah, both of them going to be getting promoted a little bit, perhaps. Not likely, but EMEA, we always have funny finals here. We've got lots of character rep. And this is one of them.
Oh, the shark just doesn't quite reach. I think the positioning off it was just off. It's not confirmed the combo.
Pikachu's taking heavy damage, but gonna spend the burst. Sechi sends the sword, wants to resume that pressure.
Catches the backdash.
With the perfect for that first round. Sechi is on the loser's side though, so gonna have to make a few more wins than Pat will.
There might have been some re-evaluations onto in terms of a pressure, because I know earlier one thing that I know definitely caught him off guard was the 5H close test and then 5H beating the reflect. That 6P is going to be disastrous, isn't it, next season?
Which one? Elfheltz?
Elfheltz? I mean, we're going to have to wait, and it's going to be at least August, July, or end of July or August when we'll see the next character, or when we'll see what they'll do with season 4.
Hopefully August, around the 16th to 18th or so.
I was hoping they would synchronize the seasons so that season 4, because one thing that was terrible last year was that some people who qualified were using completely different characters because of the way that the seasons were synchronized. And I know people are complaining about Street Fighter having 1 year updates, but at least they were playing the same version of the game in a competitive environment, up until the end. Because their next season doesn't start until after the balance changes. Oh, the overhead. And backdash is just kind of gets
clipped there.
Maybe slightly tilted by the wreckers.
Yo, Turtle. Hey, hey.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be Evo. Juxtaposer, cheers for the raid. I feel like Evo is just going to be like ABBA was kind of like a surprise out tomorrow sort of thing. We'll probably get that as well with Evo, where they'll be like Zappa's out tomorrow. Are you a real Juxtaposer fan if you don't have it memorized on keyboard to do Space Goat? You're gonna have to. He's gonna have words with you. You bring shame.
Don't know the drill.
Yeah, just really safe there. Unable to confirm off the counter hit, but it doesn't matter.
Damn Fang taking that one.
Yeah, a bit of a weird grand finals here. I mean, we also had Xander on Leo as well, which was unexpected. I don't know if he didn't mention if he was like training the character or anything like that, which was what I was wondering. Or kind of solidarity for secondaries. Sounds like a charity.
Solidarity for secondaries. Oh, and a run under. Getting that 6p off there. Some good damage and a hard knockdown here. Good situation for Patta here.
Yeah, Rexo, I know you enjoy. I thought you're a proclaimed waifu warrior. Not gonna burst here, for sure.
Pat making good use of these run unders here, catching Sechi.
It's away from flight, but Sechi just kind of had. It was almost like such a disrespectful flight. I guess you've still got to respect it as well. Even there, like now he's kind of got in Patachu's head to try and deal with it. Oh, and beautiful charge dust punish.
The root not gonna quite kill, but heavy damage into positive bonus.
I think it was the only thing he could have done when he didn't have Eddie.
Optimal.
Remember my band's name?
Running into the huge invite hell there. Sechi evening the score.
Inappropriate bullying. Did you know Invite Hell in the original Guilty Gear was like it was like plus on, it was -5 on block, but then on hit it was like -55, so punishable on hit.
Oh, back in Missing Link, the really janky one.
Yeah.
That whole game is very interesting, to put it lightly.
How did this series survive?
Good music, mostly. Album that comes with a game, innit?
Oh, I don't know if the first stuff is like. Well, I guess it's
The
got
Missing Link music's pretty
unidentified.
decent.
It's got Maze theme, which is pretty good.
Yeah. You got bangers like Cliff's theme as well, and the Justice theme. I think the OG Kai theme's pretty good too.
Dr. Baldhead. When's Dr. Baldhead coming?
Season 7.
Some of this legacy stuff is still there, you know, from the original game.
Oh yeah.
I'm just looking at frame data and images now, just because I was semi-curious.
Did you know Potemkin's current day close slash used to be his fast slash in Missing Link?
Is it?
You need to look up Potemkin's close slash on the Missing Link dust loop. The thing is, it's something. You'll have a laugh. In fact, actually, just read the whole Potemkin dust loop. It lists all the cons that guy has, and then one of the cons is literally just says can't. Potemkin just can't in that game.
So earlier I mentioned Sechi was kind of being a bit belligerent with flight. And there you can see like why he like doing that first and then forcing Patachu to react to it with like 6p is really causing Patachu to like lose in that interaction. So it was like it was very cheeky of him, but it actually caused like a massive mental block in terms of how he's meant to be dealing with it.
Good air grab that. Speaking of air grabs, one of Elfeld's better options to actually try and fight Zato in the air, because other than JP, her air buttons don't tend to hit particularly high.
Oh, the reflect. Reflect back into the corner.
And the tap dust is going to be all that's needed here. We can pat her up.
I really thought he was going to finish that combo with PPP.
But nah, wants the W, gonna play it safe just in case the scaling kicked in and Pat survived on a pixel.
Just a bit more respect overall, you know.
Yeah. Are gunshots even possible in this matchup? Yeah. Just have to mix the timing and which gun you're using.
I think that could be. I was going to say no, maybe it's not. It's 'cause, like gunshot for flight. Like if he starts flying, you just shoot, and then it's like.
It's not really good at going up most of the time, Moses. It's more like downwards it prefers to go. And you're generally not even aiming to hit Zato because he'll just reflect. You want to hit Eddie. That's what you're trying to shoot.
Well, earlier on in the set we saw earlier, it was like gunshot would hit Eddie in the bum when Zato was pushing forward.
Yeah.
And just shooting it forward as well, it would be like a situation where it could clip him. But it's a situation where Zato doesn't really want to give you space. He just wants to, you know, pressure you with, you know, Eddie mix. Like, this is what he kind of wants to do.
Pikachu blocking the tap dust hit on the 6k. You block my tap dust? It's okay, I'll just use the slower overhead.
So there, it's like a situation of like, Pikachu just, you know, don't give them a chance to kind of enact any sort of neutral or pressure themselves. But on the opposite side, like now, it's like, you know, toast. You know, I mean, this is like all to lose from just one interaction.
Pat just running the resets there, gets the double overhead.
Oh, went for the F-throw. Big whiff punish.
Delayed back into JH, gonna get that one. Despite being a gunshot, you know, Alpha JH isn't disjointed. In fact, I don't think Alpha has any air disjoints.
What do you not disjointed? You hit the blast?
Yeah. You hit the gunshot.
No, I know it must be disjointed because I've had Elfeld shoot through the tornado. Day one.
Oh no, that's like 5H. I mean JH.
Oh, 5H. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, 5H is disjointed considerably. Just none of Elfeld's air buttons are, and a JH is a little gunshot from the pistol.
Yeah, no, so there's no Faust in Missing Link. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we had Dr. Boulderhead though. He's the only character who can crouch under Justice's laser beam. He's S tier.
In oh, just backs off for the burst. Big reversal here. This is all Sechi only needs like one more tap to reset the bracket as well. Goldberg just to get rid of Eddie.
Not gonna be able to make it work here, and gonna get that bracket reset.
That was a fearful situation where it was like he would have just got chipped out by potential claps or lost all his meter in the long term. So there was like no reason for Sechi to engage. But yeah, for Dr. Baldhead and Faust, I think they had different birthdays on on Twitter, like one day after the other.
Or it was same day or something. I think they messed up actually, if I recall, at one point where they said it was Faust and Dr. Baldhead's birthday, and they're like, ah, no, it was never actually confirmed that those two are the same character. Our bad, we messed up.
What's nonsense is they've given like JP's birthday is apparently May 1st. But JP in Street Fighter is a character without any identity. Like he's got fake identities. Like he keeps changing his name to like Jean Pierre or like John Peter or something like that. Like he keeps changing his he keeps making fake names with JP. So his birthday shouldn't be known unless Capcom are like big brained and they make his birthday like next month or the month after as well.
Let's
You know
keep
what I mean?
changing his birthday.
Keep changing his birthday, yeah. To whatever identity he's like currently undertaking. Standing overheads the whiff on crouches. DJ's stand heavy punch in Street Fighter 4 that forces stand and it whiffs on crouches.
Interesting.
Kind of really desperate to break the wall there.
Can't hold all the tap dust, so it's tough to react to in the moment. That grab just whiffing there.
You know, it feels like, you know, when Sechi is floating around in the air, it's like such a leisurely pace where you've got like panicked, well, not panicked, but you've got all these like attempts to try and stifle it from Pikachu, like the whiffed air grabs and like, the whiffed 6Ps and things like that, and it's just like a whole different juxtaposition.
Just trying to find those catches. Can use a burst here early.
That looks so satisfying to reflect that move as well. It's like bouncy.
You must feel good as a Zato player each time you reflect them successfully.
Yeah, it looks really bouncy. It looks neat.
They should make it like how they do it in Smash with the reflectors, and it does a little bit more damage.
Yeah, but then they had in a Street Fighter they have like Rose Ball where you just keep reflecting again and again. In Smash they do it with like shells, but eventually it just breaks the reflector. I think in Melee at least.
Yeah, no, I think it does that in all the Smashes, where eventually somebody just loses.
Little shimmy to try and bait the burst.
Pat keeps getting rounds here, but Sechi like just about getting these leads over him.
Well, he's doing this little frustrating little runaway game.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he can afford to take like a couple of things.
Yeah, 2K, 2D, and stuff.
And just playing around with that flight, I think that flight just, even though it's greatly nerfed, it's just like a annoying little mosquito tactic.
Oh, I wonder if this can kill. Zato is quite squishy. It's a high damage super, but the preparation, too many hits. Oh, probably was supposed to be deflect shield, but got turned into wild assault.
You got crossed up, yeah. Isn't there an option select for side switching deflect?
I believe there is. I think Precho posted about it on Twitter. I couldn't explain it though. I don't remember exactly how to do it.
I don't know if it's like a delayed input or something like that. Or maybe you reset to neutral.
I think you can OS it with pressing potentially 2 buttons. Oh, I'm not sure if I done that way.
Oh, nice confirm off the shot. That looks like really awkward to catch as well.
So she's getting a good amount of time here. Eddie's almost going to be back. Good pickup from the 6P there. But Sechi, still contentious. Just be annoying in the sky there. Hovering just above the height Alpha 6P can actually reach.
Add some more like annoying factors to this character.
Perhaps going to need to try to look for some like JPs to air there in certain positions. Getting the air grabs, but launches Zato so far away that it doesn't really end up bleeding into anything. Perhaps would rather have the 6P where possible, because the 6P reward is pretty good for Elfo on an NTR.
The Sechi special, the double dust.
You block one, get hit by the other. can't block them all.
Looks like he's hit confirming those as well. A lot of people just to RC. A lot of people just kind of send it in an RC regardless to keep the mix. I guess you do that. I guess regardless, it's not too bad to do it because it's like -10. I think the fast one's like 15, isn't it?
I think so.
It looks really weird when that grenade also like just rolls away like a dud. A dud!
You got the dud. Oh, and a good 5p there to get the anti-air into a corner combo. Nicely used there by Pattern. Able to make use of that meter, just loop the wrecker until you get the hit that you need. Said you're going to be having that burst coming back soon. Command grab.
I don't know if that's the first time we've seen it today.
We've seen the command grab a couple of times. We've seen it a couple of times.
Do it again. Do it again.
And not as good as it used to be, and it does less damage, doesn't give you all the Eddie back, but still an option that removes regular grab teching from the table. Still something you gotta represent as Zato.
I mean, like, I feel like teching versus backdash or like jumping is like, you'd much rather do any of those options because you're not in counter hit state. And the reward of like actually, you know, backdash it versus teching, the reward is like reset to neutral, but backdashing, you know, jumping, you get a big counter hit punish on their grab. He's gonna have to watch out for the super here. We did see it last time when Sechi wasn't quite prepared for it.
Said she wanted that burst, but isn't going to get it. And I think just about enough active frame tip. I should get out of the reversal.
He fell for the same mistake.
You can't be pressing confidently against someone with 100 meter. It's a tricky situation.
It was like there was no real reason. I guess against Zando as well. No, against Zato, that he's got no reversal. So there's no reason. Like it's not like if you do a super, he can't DP you. He can't like do a super back to not have you get your turn back.
Yeah, Zato much more reliant on YRC to get a turn back. Or burst, potentially.
Got 20 minutes to go around the corner and vote. Wow.
You're gonna have to hope for your vote's sake then that Pat is able to win this one. You're pretty close to taking it. Just needs one more game. Sechi will need 2. Finding a good hit here. Sechi's going to be holding on to that burst. Doesn't want to spend it. Going to be taking hard knockdown though. Going to spend it here. Does indeed want
so much meter for Pikachu here though. And tournament point.
Yeah, this could be it.
This turn's finished.
This is just obnoxious, isn't it?
It gets the run under. Yeah. Those strings, very tricky to deal with.
Oh, and that's it.
That's it. That's it. This town's finished. Essentially gonna close the game.
We're
Pata
finished.
is the grand finals winner of Striving for Glory number 90. With the Elfelt, mind you, not the Sin. All Elfelt today.
GG's. Congratulations to Patachu. Commiserations to Sechi and Xando. You got second and third, respectively. And also commiserations to Carrot, who came fourth. And thank you to everyone who participated today.
Yeah, great showing. Plenty of entrants and lots of good games to watch and commentate. Yeah, that is 2 Elfelt tournament wins in a row for Pata. You're right, Mineral.
Alright, I'm going to run and vote, I think, in a bit.
Yep, looks like we'll be raiding to Tammy's stream. So we're playing sets on the Bicon. Thanks everyone for dropping by. We'll see you all next week for number 91.
Yeah, so there's a Guilty Gear Exert tournament this Saturday as well for anyone. Anyone interested, EMEA called Revving Up. So anyone interested in Exert or playing Exert can enter that tournament. And I think apparently it's bi-weekly, so we've got Joe Kirby's tournament, Untitled Unmatched, which will be alternating Saturdays, and then Revving Up, which will be Guilty Gear Exert Rev 2. For anyone who's excited about Dizzy and Slayer, you can enter those tournaments and then just get L-felted, you know? Right. Close off?
Yep.
Oh, he just shut it down.